Yeah, so it's like it's not unusual for like this place to be in the single digits or negatives by this time.
For
Now,
sure. It's been a
what
really
is unusual is
interesting winter.
we're in the like the 30-degree range right now,
Right.
and that's good. I love it, because like I'm good until 0. We've talked about this on streams before. But
Zero's kind of where it starts to be miserable to do stuff.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's like, and like in the winter, I'm like, if it's just double digits, I can go out there and ship things, and it'll be fine.
You got to get like a big heater and put that insulation in your place.
Well, I've got it's half insulated, and like I've got the salamander heater, like the kerosene one,
yeah,
the diesel kerosene, and it works, but it's like it heats up one part of the garage, and like when I have to go and grab inventory, it's like 30 below,
Yeah,
and so it's like I still have to bundle up, and like here's the thing: is like in the summer, I love shipping things because I'm wearing gym shorts and a t-shirt and Crocs. Okay.
and
I walk out there.
Footwear there.
How is that controversial?
I don't know. Ask the internet.
Michael, are Crocs controversial?
I mean, he smiled when I said controversial footwear. So,
well, when I think of Crocs, I just think about that hilarious thing to where Brett Favre took pics of his dick while he was wearing Crocs and sent them to like a cheerleader or something who wanted nothing to do with him.
That's it. That's all you've got. Really?
That's what I think of when I think of Crocs.
What the God?
I mean, my mind doesn't go there. I also didn't need to know that, but also,
No, Michael, you've lost a lot of cred with me. Like, you're more retarded than I thought you were. Like, what are they Crocs? I think of Brett Favre's dick pic. It's like
I don't think of it. I've never seen the pic before, but I just remember hearing that because my brothers had
even worse. Even worse.
I mean, I own a pair of Crocs, but like,
yeah. No, I said I've never seen it before, but I just remember hearing about it, and I'm just like, okay, that's all I know.
That's even worse, though. Let's be honest here.
Why is it worse?
Secondhand Brett Favre's dick.
You're parroting shit. Like, unless you've actually seen a dick pic, which I don't think you're gay for seeing a dick pic, but like, what are you doing, Michael?
I didn't do anything. It's just what I've heard. It's not like I looked for it.
And the only people that I really see wear Crocs, like, other than to like do stuff around the house, are morbidly obese people and children.
My brother
wears morbidly obese right here. Well, yeah. Oh.
And apparently now Brett Favre's dick. So like,
yeah. The whole point. The point is it's whatever. It's like I wear Crocs because they're comfortable, and I like sandals. These are even better than sandals. They have more support and whatever. But Michael, you've seen me wear Crocs in real life.
Yeah, I know that, and I know you're the type of person who would. So I'm not.
Who would wear Crocs? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I have a garden.
I put actual shoes on when I go out in public, or like leave the house. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've worn Crocs in public, and I'm not ashamed of it because of where I live. But yeah, I wouldn't wear it down to like I wouldn't wear it to like an established place.
No. Like for me, I would like, should I put real shoes on to take the garbage out, even rather than slipping my Crocs on? Like,
yeah. Well, good for you.
You should wear a suit with Crocs.
Well, that would be something that like. God, that'd be fucking hilarious if like
that would be hilarious.
Actually, like $3,000 tailored suit with Crocs, barefoot.
And then you want the Crocs to match, so you get like some of that like shiny enamel spray paint and go over them, so they're black, but like they weren't originally black, and you could see that underneath once the spray paint
like lime green.
That's the road that I'd like to go.
Really that sounds pretty good.
Yep. Fuck. But anyway, Crocs, like, yeah, I wear them in the garden. Like Devin has seen me wear them in the garden.
Good place to wear them. I could understand that. Yeah.
Around the property, if
doing yard work and stuff. Yeah, Crocs are great.
Yep. And I have worn them.
The second you leave the property, Crocs are not.
Well, yeah, but like I've worn them to the local gas station / like grocery store multiple times, and nobody batted a fucking eye.
Fair.
Nobody.
Well, I mean, it's Wisconsin.
It's something people don't talk about, but they think about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things like,
dude,
Michael,
like
people.
Devin knows where I live. Like he's been here. Like I'm
There's
very,
other
very
people that are
fucking
wearing
rural.
Crocs in public. Like
Yeah,
it would probably almost be weird to not wear Crocs in public.
Right. It's like I'm in a very, very rural location. It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
You either got cowboy boots that are way too big, so like every time you try to pick your foot up, your boot is still dragging on the ground, which pisses me off.
Nobody cares about that either. Like nobody bats an eye.
Or they're wearing Crocs. That's what's there.
No, it's pretty cool, but yeah. So
Crocs are getting expensive too. Shit.
They are, yeah. I'm gonna have to order a couple more pairs before they get really expensive.
I mean, I remember when they were like $12 a pair, and now they're.
Well, they're made in Vietnam, and it's like, well, if I'm going to support a communist country,
not all of them.
Most are.
A lot of the ones in the United States actually come from Mexico.
That's fine.
So since they shut down their factory in Colorado, what was it, like 4 years ago?
Yeah.
So yeah,
so Michael,
most of the Crocs in America were actually made in America up until like 4 years ago.
Yes, Mike.
So Michael, have you pooped today?
No, I haven't actually.
Well, you better get on that. It's almost over with today.
No, I did. I did 4 times yesterday, though.
Whoa! What's going on?
That's also bad.
Well, I don't know. It felt good.
No.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yep.
1 to 2. That's standard regularity. 1 to 2.
Well, unless like, so I actually shit like on average like 3 times a day.
But you're also missing like
8 inches,
a third of your large intestine.
Yep. Well,
so, you know, like that makes.
But like, it's funny. Like I used to like if I was shitting like 3 times a day, I'd be like, okay, this is a problem. I guess.
Yeah. Well,
but now it's like
no, it's usually like it is usually like 1 to 2 times. Usually only once.
Yep.
Like I shit
Did
once
you
a
eat
day.
Taco
but
Bell
like,
or something? Like what's going on?
What? Did
you eat Taco Bell or something for 4 times? Like what's going on?
No, it was just a thing that happened. I don't know. Do we need to dissect everything about my my lower intestine?
Yeah, you could be dying for all we know.
I'll let you know if I'm dead. Okay. Tomorrow.
Okay, fair. I mean,
yeah. When you're dead, just let us know.
I will.
That'll be great.
For sure. I mean, hey, I walked away from what would potentially have been a fatal car crash.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So about
Michael's like so comfortable with the poop shit.
I got new fucking tires on the work truck. I didn't. My boss did, and they over torqued some of the bolts on the dualies on the rear passenger side, and going down the highway at like 70 miles an hour, and one of the wheels started to get wobble in it, then sheared all the bolts off, nearly yanked me into the ditch. I would have rolled that box truck, probably would have died. But if you looked at the ditch where it all happened, I probably would have died. But kept it on the road after it sheared all the bolts, and the wheels didn't fall off, thankfully. I stopped it before the wheels had enough time to slip all of the way off the axle. Yeah, it was a good time.
So you're still alive.
I'm here, yeah. I'm still here. The tow truck people came out there and they're like, I don't know how the fuck you didn't roll this thing into the ditch. So, and yeah, it was a good time though. So
sounds like it.
It was a great fun experience. So yet nearly died again. Still the champ at nearly dying and walking away unscathed. That's pretty good. It's like 4 times in my life now.
Your time's coming.
And you just walk away like nothing happened.
Your time's coming.
Well, you know what? This is why I don't buy any lottery tickets or anything. I just keep saving up my luck to like the next experience, and I cash it all in, and I have to restart at 0.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like I'm on like fucking 10th.
Yeah.
Thing like so. It's weird. Like it's fun. Michael, how many near-death experiences have you had?
Obviously not many because I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Oh no, there's a significant amount of them, but a lot of I don't count the ones that are my fault.
Right. I can't think of one right now. I'll let you know though later on if I can really think of it. I've never had like one that where it was just like, I mean, I've been like in a car wreck before where I wasn't driving, but I've never been like, where I had my life flash before my eyes or anything like that. Sorry.
I mean, cars are pretty safe now. You got to be really trucking for a car crash to like count as a near-death experience.
Right. Yeah, near-death experiences. Can't think of one at the moment because I don't want to just say one and it's like, wait a minute, that's not near-death experience.
All right. So before we call you sheltered, how many bones?
Mike? What is it?
No, you're gonna be one of those unfortunate fuckers that like in your late 50s or like 60s, you're gonna have like a billion of them come up just like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
Well, see, what I'm hoping is like I got all mine out of the way like early. And same with Devin, like you get them out of the way early, and like
so that way your later years are all right.
Yeah, just smooth sailing cake, and you can just be like, back in my day, son. But,
back when cars didn't hover, we used to have wheels that pull. Yeah,
right.
We still ran off gas.
Yep.
So
no, it's fucking whatever. We're giving you shit, Michael.
I understand. I completely understand.
You sheltered. How many bones have you broke?
I've broken one bone. That was my ankle.
That's pretty sheltered.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
I mean,
still
like
pretty sheltered though.
It's sheltered, but like that does suck. Like the ankle is that's not good.
Yeah, I fell like 30 feet out of a tree. It was pretty bad. So
it was a self-inflicted thing. What were you climbing that tree for?
It was for filming, believe it or not. It was
filming what though, sir?
It was a. Did I tell you about this?
Yeah.
No, but it sounds like there should have been some proper OSHA safety equipment there.
No, it was
for
It was for Plastic Apocalypse, believe it or not. It was for one of those, and it was. I was filming something, and I needed to have something block out the sun, so I climbed a tree and I put a giant flat that I had up there, and blocked out the sun perfectly. I shot what I needed to, and I was cleaning up, and I went up to get the board, and I pulled it off, and I threw it down, and right as I was about to climb, I slipped and fell. And I landed, and I was in the middle of fucking nowhere. And
right on your ankle.
What's that?
Right on your ankle.
Right on it was my left ankle. And I laid there for a minute. When I hit, a lot of people have asked me, did you hear it snap? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear anything snap. I didn't even know if it was broken, but like I just laid there for a second. I was like, okay, if it stops hurting, then I'll get up. And so it stopped hurting, and I was like, okay, I'll get up. And then right as I started to get up, it really started to hurt.
Yeah,
and
I could still crawl if you broke. At least you didn't break your fucking spine or something. Like your ankle's probably pretty lucky, actually. So
that's the funny thing, because I was like, okay, I got to get out of here, and I had my bike with me, and my car was parked way the hell out. So I crawled around, packed up everything, and I got on my bike, and with one foot, I rode my bike back to the car.
Way out. Yep.
Right, and I got in the car. I immediately drove to the emergency room, and as I went in there, I sat down, and they're like, okay, well, we need to do what happened and stuff. And I'm telling them, and the doctor comes up and he like starts feeling all over me like this. And I'm like, hey, dude. I was like, hey, stop. Like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, you might have broken your back and you don't even know it yet. You know? Like, he's like, you fell a long ways.
Yeah, they want to make sure that you're not leaking, cerebral spinal fluid or something like that.
Right, but I wasn't. I was okay, and except for the ankle, so I was pretty lucky. But the next day, I had to get on a plane and go back to Los Angeles.
They give you a boot or something at least?
They gave what's that?
Did they give you a boot or something at least?
They gave me a splint that was wrapped up in bandages and such, and I had to wear that back to LA, and then I went to the hospital there where I lived in LA, and they put a big cast on me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when I went on the plane, it started to really swell up, and when I got to my apartment in LA, it was really swollen, and that's when it really started to suck.
Oh yeah, broken bones, broken bones, fucking. Oh God, does that hurt?
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes they don't, depending on what bone it is. But
but once time passes, they swell up, and it's like, ow.
Yeah, then the pressure on your nerves and everything.
Right. I guess falling out of that tree was is a near-death experience. I mean, if I had fallen just like this or something.
Oh, dude, you could have broken your neck and been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when I was falling, I wasn't like having my life flash before my eyes. I was just like, okay, land on your feet, land on your feet, land on your feet. You know, that was.
Well, yeah, that's good though. Like, cause your feet are a lot easier to repair than your fucking neck or spine.
Yep.
Right.
Breaking your fucking spine is pretty bad. Don't do that. But
don't do it. It's bad for you.
That's right. It's bad for you. Yeah.
That's bad.
I remember this. So I have this terrible, because this is part of the reason why I hate hospitals so much. This is after I ruptured my ACL in my left knee. And so I'm on my way to the hospital, and my buddy is driving me there because we worked at the same place where this happened. My friend is driving me there, and it doesn't hurt real bad, but like my knee is just twice the size of what it should be. And because I actually detached my ACL on both ends. So,
oof.
Yeah, and it actually like pulled a bunch of bone chips into my knee, which were then cutting other ligaments and muscles. And so I'm got my arm around him, and I'm hobbling my way across the parking lot into this hospital with him. And right when we get in there, a nurse is having this like 14-year-old boy who's going to get his cast taken off of his broken arm. She sits him right down in the wheelchair and wheels him off. Like literally at the front door in front of me, hobbling my ass into the hospital with a fucking broken leg.
And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever. And she didn't tell this kid to like get up or whatever. She just casually walked off with the only fucking wheelchair. So like, all right, I guess I'm hobbling my ass across the waiting room to the fucking get my paperwork to see what the hell's broke. And they were like, oh, okay, well, here you go. Now this hospital's like a big C shape. And then there's like a big series of other buildings for other stuff. Kind of in the main hospital is a big half C that goes around all these specialized buildings. And so I had to walk all the way to the very, very far end of the building with this broken leg because that nurse hadn't come back with the fucking wheelchair yet. So it's a good thing they put all those like handrails around the hospital. So I'm hopping and pulling myself along with the handrails on the wall, like 300 yards to the far end of this hospital.
Goddamn, does the world just hate you or something?
I don't know, but like it didn't like hurt, but I wasn't like walking on it because I knew it was fucked. So I'm like hopping with my good leg.
Right.
And get there and sit down, and guys like, yeah, your leg's fucked. And I'm like, no shit, I just had to cross the fucking hospital to get
That's
here.
why I'm here.
Yeah. So and he's like, they do an x-ray, and because of all the bone spurs, they can't really quite see what's wrong. So then they put me take me all the way. All right. So they had to carry me, like two nurses did. I had to carry me because the wheelchair's still fucking gone. This is like an hour into it for some reason. This kid must have killed this nurse and walked off with the wheelchair. But like all the way to the other end of the hospital, I have to be carried by these two nurses all the way past the waiting room and the main front door again to the other side of the hospital where the MRI machine is and get an MRI. And then, yeah, they were like, well, you're going to need surgery to fix it, but you're going to have to wait like 2 months because, yeah. It's like, oh, great.
Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yep. It's a good time, though. So.
Did they say, sorry that happened to you?
No, but I was ready to burn that fucking hospital down if they didn't find a wheelchair by the end of it. So,
Jesus.
So, or like give me a crutch or like something, you know. I shouldn't have to be hopping around this hospital with a broken leg using the walls to hold myself up.
Well, but if you would have been hopping around, you would have had this story to tell.
That's fair, but I was mad by the end of this. I was like telling these nurses, like, you better find me fucking something, because I swear to God, if I have to hop out of this hospital, I'm going to lose it. And by then, they found the one wheelchair.
A human pogo stick.
Yeah, so got my leg workout in on my right leg, anyways.
Right.
Nice. What about you, Mike? What are your broken bone stories?
I had a broken wrist when I was in 5th grade.
Jacking it too hard, typical.
No, I jumped over a wooden retaining wall and tripped and landed on concrete.
Came down on it.
Yep. My right wrist. And yeah, that was not good. And then the second time I broke my hand, like the metacarpals, because we were playing dodgeball or kickball rather in class.
Kickball with the rubber ones?
But with the big rubber one.
Yeah.
And so this chick who was like ungodly strong kicked the fucking ball, and I went and I angled my hands a little bit too far down like this instead of up to catch it. And so it hit my fucking left hand and it broke two of my fucking metacarpals right here in my hand.
Ooh.
Yep. And I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. It went numb immediately. And I'm like, oh, it's broken, because I knew that feeling from my wrist. I'm like, it's broken.
Right.
And then gym teacher came over and she's like, can you move your hand? And I went like this. And the like those two fingers did not move. And I'm like, yep. And she's like, okay, go up to the office, call your parents. And I'm like,
yeah, let's go to the nurse.
Damn it. So went to the ER, and they're like, well, we can't put a cast on this because it's on your hand. We'll give you a splint and we'll tape it up, and you have to tape
your
it up
fingers together. Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, that hurt. And then the third time I broke a bone was in basic training. I told Devin this story, but like, long story short, I got a brand new, like barely issued heel of a boot into my nose, full force, back end of it. And we were fucking around, and my nose, I heard a crunch, and I felt it, and it was like, oh, and there was blood everywhere. And I was like, oh fuck. So I went into the bathroom or the latrine at that point, and I was sitting over the sink, and it's like somebody just turned a garden hose on of blood. And my whole face was numb. I could not move my upper lip to talk. And it was like, oh fuck. And then, they're like, oh shit. And the guy that kicked me, like, it was not his fault. We were fucking around. We were being idiots, right?
Right.
I'll like make a video about this, like more in detail, like to exactly say how it happened. And he's like, oh my God, man, dude, I didn't mean to fucking, and I'm like, just give me paper towels. Like, come on, keep going. And I'm like, fuck. And I'm doing this, and it's going into my throat and into my stomach. And I'm like, coughing. I'm like, fuck, that's not going to work. And I'm like spitting up blood into the sink. And all of a sudden we hear the drill sergeants come in. We hear Eddie's, and I'm like, fuck, they're in here. And I'm sitting there just like, I've got like toilet paper at this point shoved up my nose. Get out, toe the line. I'm like swallowing blood. They're like, what the fuck's going on in here? What the fuck what's all the ruckus? And I'm just sitting there like, nothing. And they're like, who'd you get hit by? I'm like, nobody, I fell. As I'm like swallowing blood. I'm like, I fell. And the guy that actually, like, his boot hit me. He like looked at me, and I'm like, I fell. It's like, well, you don't fall that hard. You got two fucking black eyes. What the fuck are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Like screaming. And all of a sudden, like, they're like, get downstairs in 5 fucking minutes, blah, blah, blah. And so I go back into the bathroom, and I took these, the toilet paper out, like
the plugs,
and then it just went straight into the sink. And the guy, like he's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm like, get the fuck away. Like, it's fine. I know we were fucking around. Like, it's, and so we're sitting there. I'm like, oh, go down the stairs in 5 minutes. So like a guy that was a wrestler came up to me. He's like, yeah, just try and tilt your head back. I'm like, I did that, but I was like literally drowning on my own fucking blood. And he's like, shit, like it's bad. And he's like, yeah, it's already really swollen. Like, that's really fucked up. Like, you broke your nose. I'm like, yeah, no shit. But like, how do I get this to stop bleeding before we go into formation? So it was like one of those things. It was like really, really like time sensitive. I just stuffed toilet paper out my nose again, and I just started going, spitting it out, and then it started slowing down. And then we went to the formation, and I'm just like swallowing it. And I got really sick. Like, oh, I felt just
once
awful.
You get enough blood in your stomach,
Yep. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, and my nose was like, and the funny thing is, the next day, the reason we were down like at the CTA was because they were teaching us how to put our gas masks on again, because the next day we had the gas chamber. So I went through the gas chamber with a goddamn broken nose, a mask that was too small to begin with. And then when I went through there, it was like, oh my God. But yeah, I'll make a video on that. But like that, and it was funny because like the day after that, I could push this part of my nose down here, and you could see the bone popping up like up here. And that's why my nose is like really fucking crooked now. It used to be pretty straight. Now it's crooked. It healed in a really weird way with all the cartilage and the scar tissue around it. But that was my third broken bone, and I'm glad that was my last one because they suck.
Yeah,
the nose especially, like you can't do anything for it. Like you break your nose.
They just kind of push everything back in its sort of okay place and hope for the best.
Well, the first time it was fucked up. Like the first time I found out that bone would move was I was like, it itches really bad. And I'm like, well, what happens? And then I felt it go like with some pressure. So it was starting to heal and I fucked it up.
Wow.
You know, like it was starting to heal and I went and popped it. And then it was like sticking through the skin almost. And I'm like, oh shit. I showed my bunkmate who was from, like I was telling Michael, he's from Boise. And
Boise.
I was just showing him, I was like, look at this. He goes, oh my God, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, it's like it's busted. And I don't know what the fuck to do. And so I quit fucking with it. It itched really bad and it felt bad, but like it eventually healed, but not right. It's like I got this big bump on my nose now. This big one. But yeah, so that was the last one. But yeah, that one sucked really bad because there was nothing you could do for it.
Of course. Jesus.
Nothing. Yeah.
It's fun. I've never had that happen. So I know I've always heard, like I said, I've never broken a nose, but I've always heard that the nose, when it breaks, it's like just fire hose of blood.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was these capillaries in your nose.
Dude, it was insane. It was so fucking like I've seen people that got cut open or like, you know, really badly hurt. It's comparable to like, but the nose is just, it's just fucking, you can't control it. It's just a fucking fire hose. Like
at one point you start to wonder how much blood you actually have.
Right. And that's what I was thinking is like, cause I was sitting over I remember the sound. I was sitting over the sink and then you just hear like that fast. That's how fast the drop
of like all the drops pumping out of your face. Yeah.
And there was people like looking at me like, oh fuck. I'm like, just fucking whatever. And yeah, the guy, you know, I got his boot. Again, not his fault. It was both of our faults, whatever. He felt so bad. And he was like, I don't know how to fix this. And it's like, well.
And Mike was like, give me your Skittles whenever you get them in an MRE.
No, I could have done that. But like, dude, at that point, I was just like, I was so scared that it was like, I don't want us to get in trouble for fighting because we weren't fighting. We were fucking around. And
same difference. Like, it's all stupid. The Army's just
right,
stupid, whatever it is. So.
Right. Well, it was, I'll make a video about that. But like, it was, anyway, it turned out okay. But like, the gas chamber sucks. My mask never sealed. We walked in there and I'm like, I've had CS before when I was a kid because of my dad and his infinite fucking wisdom. As a cop, like he let me throw an old CS grenade. And then I was exposed to that, blah, blah, blah. And so we went to the gas chamber and like your mask is sealed. It's supposed to be, but my nose is so fucking swollen on a medium mask. I wear a large, but like I had a medium issue to me. And it was like just enough off where I walked in there and I could see the smoke. And it was like, we were also the first iteration, mind you, which is fun when they just lit it, you know?
So it's like, it's worst.
Oh Christ. It was strong. And I walk in there and all of a sudden I'm just like, oh fuck. Oh God damn. And I'm like, I'm trying to seal up my mask, but then my nose is like throbbing. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, okay, control your breathing. And like, so the masks are on and everything. And then, so when they had you break the seal and like your name, rank, and social security number, I was just like, well, this is no different. So I just rattled it off like, blah, 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 back on. And I'm like, okay, hopefully I can get a seal now. Nope, not a fucking chance. And then at the end, they made us take our masks off and put it in our left or right hand. I can't remember which one. And then a rifle in our helmet in the other. And there were people that could not figure that out because they were panicking so bad. And I'm just like, okay, yep, it's a little bit more direct. You know, coughing. And I'm like, let's fucking go. And they're like, until you figure this out, we're not fucking leaving. And I'm like, I look over it. It's my buddy. It's my friend. And he's like doing the crappie flap. And I'm like, God damn it, just fucking get it together. Like, get your shit in the right hand so we can get out of here. And then I started, like, I had a very light breakfast that day, but I started like dry heave. I was like, oh, please, and I'm like, oh, fuck, we gotta get out of here, like, now. And I'm just like, okay, stay calm. And the guy in front of me is like, don't fucking throw up on me, you fat fuck. I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden the door opens, I see the light, and I just run out, and I fucking like drop to my knees, and I'm like, I did like this pretty impressive retch. And Jill starts like, get the fuck up and go that way, you fucking fat fuck. I'm like, okay, I feel better. And so I start walking. I'm like, okay, you got your arms out like this, and I'm like, oh fuck. Well, okay. And then I had a massive headache the rest of the day. Like, I did not have a single headache in basic training. That day I had a fucking massive headache. That's fun. But if my nose had been just fine, it probably wouldn't have been that bad.
Right.
Like, it's like, fuck, I wish my nose fucking hadn't been broken.
It probably wouldn't have been as bad either if they gave you the right size mask, but
well, no, like, I think it might have sealed. I think it might have.
Mm-hmm.
But like with the broken nose, because like that, my nose is swollen. Like, it literally like some guy punched me really hard twice right in a row.
Yeah, it's almost like
I had
some
black
guy
eyes
in
and
the
like
face with a boot.
The back of his boot and all of his force. Yeah. But no, it was bad. But anyway, so that was my last experience with the broken bone, which is fun.
Yeah, I'm glad glad that never happened to me. That's all I can say.
Well, it still can.
Michael, we're finding out very quickly your time's coming.
Yeah,
you
I
don't
know.
be this lucky for this long.
No, if you break your nose, though, like seriously, like if you fall or something, you'll know it because you cannot move your upper lip is going to be completely numb.
It's like you're going to feel like Novocaine.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you can't feel it, and it's gonna like there'll be pain, but it's mostly like numbness and then a lot of blood, and like you just can't move your upper lip at all, and it's like what the fuck. So that's how you'll know.
Boy, howdy.
Fun
so
times.
All right, we got 29 fucking viewers on here. So the taste of the
Freedom?
Whinery.
Oh
yes, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
Is going to be tonight. Michael suggested this to me earlier. I told Devin about this earlier. You guys like when we do analyses of pictures from different conflicts, whatever. What we're going to do tonight is stills. Yeah, I have to. Oh shit! Did she feed the dog yet? I have to go. Yeah, I'll be.
So leave him hanging like that?
Yes, I am, fucker. There's only 26.
The taste of freedom.
But I have to go let the dog out because he's a whiny little bitch and he's annoying. But when we get back, we're going to be analyzing / scrutinizing still shots from some films that Michael has picked up through the day. That's your responsibility.
Yep.
And we'll give you a taste because we're going to be doing the Whinery starting in February. It'll be released in March. And then from there on, like probably regularly on Patreon. Different Patreons, though.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sit on a bed together. Yes, it's very sexual.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be sitting on a bed and with popcorn, watching war movies in real time, filming our reactions to it. And
can we get like feety pajamas and stuff that are like embroidered with the Whinery?
Well, yeah. We so we're gonna get a lot of merch. We're gonna be wearing the Whinery merch.
With the Whinery merch with our faces.
You have to have Devin. You have to have a good beret.
I have a lot of them.
Yeah, but pick the one that you like the most. I'm gonna have to wear a fucking helmet, which is fine.
That's okay though.
And then Michael's gonna have to have his hair styled
like how it is,
just how it always is.
Yeah,
like with the glasses, like. Ah!
That's how I look in the car. Yeah, when she drew it, I was just like, yeah, that's me, all right.
Yeah, it's Devin and it's me. Like you got the double chin going, like fucking helmet wearing, like no, like so. But yeah, I gotta go let the weasel horse out.
Go do it.
Right.
So, and then when we get back, we'll start doing those photographs from
It'll be
the
fun.
stills of the films, which is going to be annoying because
I hope we got good films like The Brave Little Toaster and stuff like that.
Yeah, if we don't have that in there, I'm going to be really pissed.
Okay, good. Duly noted. Let me go.
Now he's got to look up Brave Little Toaster stills.
Yeah, exactly. All right, be back in a bit.
Ooh, I typed in Brave Little Toaster and there's a image of him smoking a bong. That's nice.
Brave Little Toaster is a pretty cool 90s movie, Michael, if you've never seen it.
I have seen it, just it was back in the 90s, so I haven't seen it since.
Oh, it holds up. It's one of the few movies that holds up.
Mm-hmm. One of the few movies. A lot of movies hold up. Don't be like that.
I mean, it's one of the few 90s movies that hold up.
Oh, okay, so the 90s just suck then, is what you're saying.
I mean, have you seen the 90s?
Dude, I was alive in the 90s. So
Me too.
Yeah. So I was there longer than you were. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So don't you school me about the 90s. But I'm curious what exactly you're referring to when you're talking about this with the 90s.
I mean, the 90s in general.
Oh, just in general. There's no
There's not a lot of stuff left from the 90s that has really held up.
Interesting. I would like to know some specifics. I'm sorry. I want to know what you're referring to.
Like the McDonald's with the red roof and the arches and the play place. Those don't really exist anymore. They're all gray and depressing now.
Yeah, that's true. They all look like the McDonald's now. They look like buildings from Minecraft. That's what they look like.
Yeah. And then they got like, let's see all the other cool stuff here. Like all the terrible 90s music. I mean, as much as I like Smash Mouth, it hasn't really held up.
Of all the ones to choose, man, like you couldn't say Offspring or something like that.
No. I think Smash Mouth is the quintessential 90s thing because their music was in the most movies.
Okay.
Like Shrek and all that jazz,
Yeah, but Shrek's not the 90s. That was like 2002.
No, it's in the 2000s, but it was memorable because kids that were growing up in the 90s were watching Shrek.
I guess you could debate that because Shrek was originally going to be released in the 90s with Chris Farley as Shrek. Yeah. A lot of people don't know that.
Mike Myers had to take over, yeah.
Yeah, but sorry. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, and then let's see here. What else from the 90s is Barney the Dinosaur, the Teletubbies, they're not around anymore. Like there's not a lot from the 90s that's still around. It was kind of like a hard and fast, bright colors, crazy, and then back to like real reality.
See, I think you're being an old man. I think there's good and bad from every decade.
That's fair, but I feel like the 90s has the least memorable stuff from it.
Oh, dude, yeah, I don't know. Like the like 90s Simpsons is one of the greatest things.
It's probably the best. I will give you that. The 90s Simpsons.
Yeah. Okay. So sorry, we were just having a debate about the 90s.
Having a debate about the 90s.
Devin, you don't remember the fucking 90s.
That's what I told him. I was like,
I said a lot of stuff about the 90s for not remembering it, I guess.
He was like, he was like, I was around then. I was like, dude, I was there longer than you were. Shut the fuck up.
That's fair.
Goosebumps, Dr. Dreadful. Michael, do you remember Dr. Dreadful?
Yes,
like yes, you do. The little things that you got that were edible. You make worms and shit. Yeah, Dr. Dreadful.
Remember Flintstones?
But is that held up though?
Flintstones vitamins? Yes.
Yeah.
They're still around. Flintstones vitamins are still around. They're still awful, but
they're excellent. Like we were all eating poison.
Yeah, the Flintstones vitamins are great if you don't want actual vitamins. It's candy.
Yeah, it's like Tums, It's just candy.
It's candy, yeah.
Right. Well, that's also interesting, Michael. So, like the apple cider vinegar thing.
Yes.
Counterintuitive, right? It seems to the big pharma thing.
That's true. No, I actually I drank apple cider vinegar now every day.
It's good.
Yeah, it's actually like because like when we were doing stuff, it's like he had heartburn and I was like it's what I drink because like it's usually a lack of acid that gives you heartburn, and then when you take Tums, it just further decreases the amount of acid in it. It gets fucked up, and then so he tried it, and then like every time we're together now, he's like, "You got an episode of Vinegar?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course, it's here."
Yeah,
and,
I got a bottle at work and I got a bottle at home.
And it's like it's so good. Like eat it like I usually eat it like drink it after breakfast, after I eat breakfast.
Yep.
And then if like at noon, like even if I'm eating something that like is not like bad, I'll still take a swig because it's like it doesn't hurt at all. It's got a lot of potassium in it, which is good.
Potassium's good for you, especially since I don't like bananas.
Well, it levels out your pH in your stomach, and your stomach's made to be very acidic, very acidic. And when you take that, it's just like a supplement to like the modern shitty food we eat. It helps break that shit down, but like, and also like, so yeah, Michael, you like sour stuff, and I love sour stuff, and it's like when I drink a swig of that, I'm like, I chase it with water because I know my esophagus does not like sour stuff like that as much as I do, but like in the mouth, it's like it's a good flavor. I love the flavor. And what's funny about the Bragg brand is every batch is different. Every bottle is different.
Yeah,
it tastes different because it's just 100% real.
Right. What I like is when you put it like when you like I'll just take a swig of it, out of the bottle, and like I take a swig of it and I can feel the fumes go up into my sinuses.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's ooh. Yeah, it's good stuff. That's 5%. And then when they actually like when you make vinegar, if you ferment apple cider, and it turns into alcohol, and then you let it further ferment, it's like fucking 60 or 70% acidity. It's like really, it's like you pour it on your skin and it starts burning, right?
Well, but when I first had it, it really burned. You remember that we were out there and we were getting dressed, and and you were like, "Here, take a hit." I'm like, "Okay, here we go." And I was like, "Give me a chaser of water right now."
Yep, you got it. And then, but then you get used to it, and you're like, "Okay, I know what to expect." And but also like you said, because that was the first time you did that, like the big, because you saw me do it on the first time we were down like shooting the trailer, and then you're like, "Hey, can I just take a drink of that?" I'm like, "Yep, sure." And then you did that, and then you were like, "Oh shit, chaser with water," which is what I usually do anyway. And then I was like, or no, you said to me, you're like, "Dude, like that apple cider vinegar really, really, really works." Like,
yeah, it did.
It was like it.
Yeah, it was it. It was like done, and like you just feel good, and it's really fucking weird, and it's so cheap.
Yeah,
it's like $4
and it's got all the good stuff in it, like prebiotics and stuff for your gut.
The mother is like, it's a lot of probiotics and prebiotics, and it's just naturally in there. It's a natural food, and you can cook with it. You can. So we had before we get into this, I'm sorry I went off track again, but like we had fruit flies really bad this year, and I've never had them this bad before. Well, we did, but like we earned those. Like this year we did not earn these, and there are fruit flies in here. And it's like, okay, so we talked to my better half's family, and they're like, "Oh, apple cider vinegar in cups with saran wrap on the top with a few holes cut in them so they can't get out." Dude, it's been a week. Most of them are dead. There's like 2 of them flying around. Because they get attracted to the sweetness of the apple cider vinegar. They go in there in the saran wrap, and like they can't get out, and then they just kind of die, or they go into the acid and then they fucking just die. So, and dude, that was like a fucking $1 remedy.
Yep.
For fruit flies, $1.
Good shit.
So, yeah, it's fucking awesome. All right. So, what movies do you have pulled up? Like, I mean, what genres? And like, what eras?
Okay, I got some World War II. I got some Vietnam. And,
good.
Vietnam's. Look at that.
I wanted to really adhere to Mike for this one, so I got some good Vietnam ones.
Good, because I don't know a ton about Vietnam. I learned everything about Vietnam from Mike.
That's not good.
Other than all the French stuff. I know a lot about the French stuff in Vietnam from like the 40s.
That's not Vietnam, that's Indochina.
The 50s. So
that's Indochina. That's
but modern day Vietnam.
Really? Oh, is it? Oh, that's that.
Yeah,
okay.
well, it's actually Indochina would be Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. So
parts of Laos and Cambodia, not
yeah.
not the whole. Not the whole.
I thought we could go chronologically of when the movie was made. And
okay.
Yeah.
That's even better. Yes. Okay.
Right.
So you know everything. So you have a background on the movie itself.
Yes.
And then we will just give the feedback.
Yeah. So, okay. The first one I'm doing right off the bat, I guess I'll tell you the movie. I won't tell you what the picture consists of, but I'll just tell you the movie.
No, just put it up.
Put it up.
Okay.
Yep.
Share screen.
Oh, I know this. Yeah.
Yeah. This is To Hell and Back, the Audie Murphy movie from 1955. So how appropriate, right? So this scene right here where this image is, this is supposed
Africa.
It's supposed to be North Africa, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That looks a lot like California to me.
It's because it kind of was. So where they shot the movie.
The sand, the mountains in the background. Who gives a fuck?
The movie was shot actually in Washington. So yeah, the northwestern of the United States. But as far as from what I've learned, the 3rd Infantry didn't have decals at this point on their helmets
until Anzio.
Right, that's when I've heard
because okay, so the whole thing with our film, like, not to get totally sidetracked, but it's relevant, is we were gonna put decals on the helmets because we had grown up with this movie, whatever, and we had a good guy like Brian, the other American advisor, said, yeah, well, all the original pictures that I've seen up until Anzio, the 3rd Infantry Division did not have decals on their helmets, and I was like,
not
what?
At all. Mm-hmm.
What? I didn't like say he was wrong, but I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and so he goes, all right, I'm gonna send you a bunch of original footage and pictures from the Salerno invasion, which is where our film is taking place at, like right after the Salerno invasion.
Yeah, right after that.
Which most people don't even know what the fuck the difference is between Anzio and Salerno, but like, and no fucking decals on the 3rd Infantry at all. The only decals that we've seen starting at the end of North Africa were the 36th Infantry Division. Right?
Yeah.
They would paint the arrowhead on their helmets. And I'm like, okay, because everybody's like, oh, the 3rd ID, they're the first ones to put insignia on their helmets to like show who they were, or whatever. It's like, no, they're not.
No.
So now we know
that thing since WW1.
Well, no, the Americans didn't put anything on their helmets until post armistice. Like
the British and the Canadians did.
Well, that's okay. That is where actually the Americans got the idea. The first Battle of the Somme in 1916 in July is the first time that like unit patches and helmet decals were implemented to identify different units, where they were moving
forward from behind, so stuff could be coordinated for reserves and stuff.
Right. Yeah. And like even like the guys would be like, okay, well, we're in your territory, and even though we don't know what the fuck that is, that's not my insignia. We could be in the wrong place. So fast forward that to World War II, which I was telling Michael, like a lot of shit from World War II you can get from World War I as a reference. And a lot of units would put weird insignia on their helmets, and it was like not really good until about late 1943. And they were like, well, that actually can, whatever,
help identify people.
Yeah.
Well, there's some people that even think like the 101st, like they were the first ones to do that in Normandy. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's been a thing for a long time.
That's usually what people think World War II started.
Right.
So that's the thing. But a kind of an interesting little bit of trivia here is that so this actor right here, his name is Charles Drake, and he's playing the character in the movie Brandon, who in reality was Laddie Tipton. And Laddie Tipton in our movie is being played by Maxwell Marcus. So a little shout out to him.
Also looks a lot like him.
He looks like the real guy. So like here's a picture of the actual Laddie Tipton, and this is our actor who's playing him in the movie.
Right. We did not plan for that at all. He just gave the best performance for that part in the auditions.
Yeah, and it was like perfect. But so yeah, movie Laddie Tipton, real Laddie Tipton, and then Reveille Laddie Tipton.
Yep. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's a very good thing to show. Like I love that. So as M1, let's zoom in on there a little bit. Go to the rear side.
Why has he got his fingers in right where the operating rod's gonna go?
Yeah, he's gonna close his fingers in that. This isn't
well, no, it's inspection arms. That's
yeah.
Oh, also that bolt, that charging handle is way back. So yeah,
this right here.
It's kind of fucked.
Yeah.
It also looks very shiny.
Well, yeah, it's probably brand new.
But
that can happen. Parkerized. They're not shiny.
No, they weren't as parkerized as like you think. They had a finish on them, but like it could be worn off easily.
Yeah.
But like on that many different spots.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's yeah. If he was if he was fighting to North Africa, like
One thing that is kind of cool is that they do have them all in their M37 shirts without field jackets, which is pretty accurate to North Africa, like in Sicily and stuff like that. When it was really hot, like they wouldn't wear their field jackets usually.
Right.
So, except in this movie, they don't have them tucked behind their belts, which is usually what they would do.
But he's also got a fucking OD7. Audi's got an OD7 haversack on, which was
right. You didn't start seeing those until way late in the war.
And his chin strap isn't OD3 either.
Right. Oh, that's a post-war. No,
Yeah.
Hold on. No, it's sewn on, but like the buckle, it's pretty low res. But like, yeah, that's a later war helmet for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, let's go to the next one.
Yep.
So this is also
this is also the same film.
I love this stuff.
Look at that.
That's I don't know what you call that. Just a pseudo German costume or something.
Yeah, I like that terrible World War I helmet. So
that's M16 style helmet.
Yeah, it's plastic. You can tell it's plastic.
Yeah. And a giant decal right here.
Yeah, at that point, like that's why like we also researched 43 Germany. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody with double decals. Yeah. And the reason that we have Brander having double decals is because he's been there since
he's been around for a while, yeah.
And the rest of them, he's the only one in the film that's got double decals.
He does.
It's still worn and like not fucking
not that bright, not that new.
And the shoulder boards, my God.
Helmet.
Yeah, look at those things.
Dude, the shoulder boards, like they're as fat as I am. Like, so here I'll show you all right, we'll be using these for the film. This is what shoulder boards look like.
They're thin, they're nice, and long,
and that's just fucking unforgivable. That's like
I want to know I want to know what they actually use, because clearly these are not. I mean, because he doesn't even have a breast eagle, right here, or anything like that. And so they must have used some kind of like workman's like outfit or something to make these look like.
Well, they'd probably use Swedish tunics. Like I'm not saying they did, but like if I were to do that and I was a costume designer, like that's what I would use, because they got the Litzen on there, like the on the collar.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, they dressed it up a little bit to look like it.
Right.
I mean, this was 1955, so these are they probably made these based on like very vague photos of like guys marching in parade and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I like how that pocket, I don't think that's big enough to be a button. It looks like it's a snap.
Just right here?
No, that's a button. That's a button.
Are you sure? Because there's no like hole. Well, it's kind of blurry, but there's no like hole around it, and so near the bottom edge, I feel like it's probably a snap.
But also that would be like, so to have it not scalloped or whatever, it would be like a late 43 thing, early 44.
Yeah.
Actually like mid 44 rather.
To
not have that scalloped, just like the kind of flat.
The
a
square
little bit of a
pocket,
loop for the button, but like that's it.
I like how he's next to a
Right,
big cherry
right.
tree. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cute. And he's just hip firing. And here's the thing too. Like, go back really quick. So
Okay.
a lot of the guys, they always portray like with a submachine gun, like with Thompson or an MP40, they're hip firing. No, they would not be hip firing.
Not at all. Yeah.
They would actually have it up there and like trying to keep their fucking heads down, trying to hit a point target, whether it's the sandbag that they're all hiding behind or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they would not be just hip firing because that's so inaccurate. It's such a
And
waste.
I love
of
how
fucking
much
ammo.
recoil they always make them look like they have.
Well, no, in the film, it's not bad. It's not bad.
He's,
but
he's just like that, and it's just, the funny thing is too is that I mean, you know, you see this also to where like the Germans, all the German soldiers in this movie. This is how it was with a lot of movies back then. All the German soldiers are played by National Guardsmen, and they always will have like their helmet visor pulled over their eyes, and they never have any expression on their face. They're just, you know,
right. And it's like they always just like they're willing to die. Like they just go up in this position and they're just
yep, they're just
and it's like,
drones.
well, no, the Germans actually didn't want to die. That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to stay alive, and like so this is so fucking dumb. But yeah, I mean it is what it is. Go ahead.
All right, 1 second. All right.
Yeah.
Sicily, supposed to be Sicily.
Yep. So same thing. Helmet decals. We already established that.
Yep.
The OD7 shit.
Yep.
Yeah, and
the
VAR is kind of cool though. That's the
no, that's it.
Yeah.
That's accurate. Like that's actually accurate, which is insane that they fucking got that right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually never get anything right, but no, that this guy acts right here. This is supposed to be Fife.
Yep. And yeah, it's the BR is good. Like his fighting position is good. The way he's got his hand like this instead of like this.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Magazine right here.
The other thing is like, yeah, exactly. And dude, they would have all had the liner chin straps. They would have had them, and they would have had
over
them
there
up in the front.
Yeah. Over the bills, yeah.
And I can't tell if Audi has actually got his. It's
I think
blurry.
he does. I think it just has mud on it.
Yeah, he does. He does. So he does. He has the decals on and whatever, and he's got Fife. Not bad at all. Like that's
this one's pretty good actually, other than a couple things, but like at least everything they got is World War II.
Yeah, the BAR is the it's like a cross between an A1 and an A2.
As well, it's a 1918 model because it's got the checkering still on the
right. I was just gonna say, yeah.
Right.
And so they had them, but then they're equipping bipods to them, different things.
Well,
So that's actually like accurate to what he.
Yeah, because if that handguard wasn't broke, they wouldn't have replaced it. So I mean,
correct.
Yeah.
Brian told me, I think you're actually listening, Mike. Brian told me that what they would actually do is they would usually shave this down right here.
Yeah.
On this particular model, so it was like, I don't know if to prevent it getting burned or something, but they would usually like shave this wood down. So
yeah, a little bit, and no, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's
not bad.
I could be wrong too. I could be wrong. Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah, this one.
More 1916 style helms.
So we just saw an American machine gun position. Now here's the German one.
Yeah.
This guy right here, he's got some Tressa on him.
He's unverfügbar. He's a fucking. Well, no, hold on. Oh my God.
One of them has it, the other one doesn't.
Oh my God, yeah. So he's like a fucking squad lead. Well, we don't know. Zoom out.
Yeah, 1 second.
So okay, also not how you're going to be having an MG42 positioned. Like they knew the recoil. They knew what was going to happen. Like they and also these guys would be very much lower than this.
I like how the assistant gunner right here is just kind of sitting
right
there
in the way of the ejection port of the gun. Yeah.
Well, no, he's not the assistant gunner. If he was assistant gunner, he'd be in place of the sergeant.
Okay, whoever he's supposed to be.
This guy's just sitting here.
Yeah,
to
they're
catch
just
belt
chilling,
links,
like sitting there and
apparently.
like. Yeah, they're not disintegrating belt links. They're like the belts are reusable.
Yeah, but he's just there to
So,
catch
like-
him. Apparently, he's just sitting right there.
The gun also doesn't have its front sight flipped up.
Right, and like so that if they were in a position right there, the Germans would all be very low profile,
Right.
very low profile, and like they would just be like, okay, we're shooting down. We already mapped this out. We have the positions like clocked in. Okay.
Yep,
It would not
everything's ranged. It's all set up. You don't.
Right.
There's not a lot of times where they just haphazardly throw an MG42 onto the ground.
Well, and also they knew too that like as soon as the Americans know where the MG42 fire is coming from, that's what they're gonna hit.
Mhm.
So get the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like get way down. Okay, so even if the gunner was that high and like having to have that trajectory to like hit the guys that were coming up at him, the other two guys would be like out of sight, out of mind.
Mm-hmm. They'd be like
So
way down.
Yeah, if that guy gets hit, like we'll get up and we'll just go to a different spot or whatever. But like that machine gun is like that was a very valuable thing in the German squad and platoon doctrine. Is like the machine gun. Once the machine gun goes down, like we can't move.
Right.
And so it's not just gonna be like some guys in a literal foxhole sitting up like that. Like, I mean, again, never say never because history, this probably happened at some point, but like for the movie's sake, what normally happened is not this.
Yeah. So it's a little not not trying to be accurate. But I like how also like the decal, like that looks like a vinyl decal just like slapped on
It's
the
fucked. I didn't even want to get into that. Like it's so fucked. It's
Well, I mean, they're using World War I helmets for God's sakes.
and the decals are gigantic.
Gigantic. Yeah, they want you to know they're German.
okay. So these shells, these helmet shells, are actually like zoom in a little bit more.
Yeah.
Those are actually real.
Okay. They're real M16s.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they're real or not. But
Well, the one on the right is questionable. But like the two on the left, like yeah, those are
those
M16
seem
helmets.
pretty accurate to original shape. Yeah.
Yep.
Hmm.
It's
See,
the
like,
shape and like the way they are, the profile.
Again, 1955, like because I've heard, we're not the only people to first criticize this. I've heard a lot of people criticize this, and it's like think of the time, like 1955, they probably had very little actual like German helmets from World War II, like to use.
Yeah, they only had like a whole war's worth of bringbacks in the United States.
So yeah,
well, I mean, so let's get into that too. Like in Italy, it's not uncommon for German infantry units and frontline units to be wearing a 1916 Stahlhelm. It's not uncommon.
No, they were around in World War II.
There's a lot of helmets that were sent home by GIs that were World War I German helmets, didn't have the decals on them, whatever. But they were sent back and like, I got this at, Salerno, or I got this at Casino or whatever. And, I sent it home and whatever. Because in Italy, like the initial troops that were sent to Italy were kind of not the first rate troops. They had equipment that was not necessarily great, but here's the thing is like, if they actually would have read the history of who the 3rd Infantry Division went up against, those guys would have had World War II Stahlhelms.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this right here. So if I remember, this is supposed to be Sicily, and so this would have been the Hermann Göring Division that these guys would have been going up against.
Yeah, no, they would not.
They
have
wouldn't have had
World
16 Stahlhelms. They would have had.
Nope.
They were a very cream of the crop fighting unit. So
there would have been some SS camo in there.
Yep.
So,
for sure. Yep.
All right, let's continue. So, here we go. This is supposed to be Anzio.
Oh, the Super Bazooka. I like that.
Yeah, not World War II. One thing that is kind of interesting is that during this scene, they all have M43 field jackets on, which I think Anzio was the first time those were ever used.
No. Was it?
That's what I remember
I think that's
reading.
the first place you see them in big numbers.
Okay, well, that's where I first heard that they were tested was in Anzio. I don't know about the 3rd ID.
It's one of those things where it's like yes, there's shit where you could see, like, I always get told, oh, there was at the, end of 1941, there was M1 helmets being made. And I'm like, show me somebody wearing one in 1941 that's in a fighting theater,
Well,
Right.
they were being made.
Yeah, I
To be
know they
fair.
were being made, but I'm like, you don't see them. Great. There's helmets sitting in a warehouse on a train or in a truck somewhere. But
okay,
what
so what
good does
Brian
that
said,
fucking do?
right? What Brian said, and we were talking about this a lot, the supply chain, right? So something new comes out, right?
Yep. It
It's
takes
a
forever to get to the line.
minimum of 6 months. A
Yes.
minimum of 6 months behind.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I keep telling people. I'm like, yes, I know they were made in 41, but you don't see them until 42.
I have a book somewhere. I can't find it right now, but I have a book that's about U.S. uniforms in the Mediterranean, and they mentioned that the M43 was the first place where they mentioned Anzio was the first place where the M43 was used.
Yeah. So what units?
I don't know about 3rd Infantry. I think it was what's that unit called? It was I wish I could find that book. Damn it. Because it talked about it in there. Let me look for a minute, okay?
All right. That's all right. They got the decals on their helmets. That guy's got the 43 pattern entrenching tool, which is kind of cool. Guys checking out that rocket for the Super Bazooka. A lot of OD number 7 stuff still. Here
it is. Here it is. All right. So, I remember seeing this. So, Anzio, January 1944. Let's see here. First Special Service Force.
Okay.
And
the Canadians in America.
Yeah. See this guy right here? This is an illustration, obviously. But so that is E3 on the chart. So let's go to the back here. So D and E3. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. The PFC wears the newly issued M1943 four-pocket OD green jacket, issued or scrounged while at Anzio, where it was first field tested. And that's all it says about it.
Okay, so yes, they were there, but we don't know in what numbers.
Right. I highly doubt the 3rd Infantry had them because they had just come from,
they probably would have had the older stuff, been in the field. If it wasn't broke, it wouldn't have been replaced yet, probably.
Right. But I thought I'd point that out because I thought.
Well, and so let's be honest here. We know the 3rd Infantry Division is like a crack unit. Like they did shit. At that point, they were just another line infantry unit.
Yep.
Right. And why are we going to issue special shit to this particular unit?
Yeah, they were regular old general issue Joes, if you might, if you will.
Yep, exactly. And so it's,
I wish I could play. Go ahead, Mike. Finish what you were going to say.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. I was just I'm lagging again.
Okay,
it's fun.
One thing that I love about this part with the Super Bazooka is that there's a lot of. I wish I could play the clip of it from the movie because there's a lot of shots where they're setting it up right here and stuff that it's this is going to be fucking awesome. And then when they show the thing firing, you can tell that the camera is 100 yards away and way zoomed in. I think they shot an actual rocket out of it. When they show it firing in the movie, because you can tell it was okay, everyone who is not does not be involved in this, get the fuck back. We're gonna put the camera way the hell far away and we're gonna zoom in on it.
Yeah, make sure nobody's standing behind it and shit like that.
Right. So to their credit, I think they actually shot a real rocket from this thing because you can see it. You see this giant blast come out of the front and back, and you can actually see the rocket go and just bam obliterate this thing when it hits it. So it was okay, I think they actually used a real rocket for that.
They got somebody there shooting it that actually knows what the fuck they're supposed to be doing.
Well, yeah, all the extras in the movie were National Guardsmen, so they probably just
that was probably a guy who was actually trained on the super bazooka.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So kind of cool. Okay, this is the last one in the To Hell and Back thing. This is at one point Murphy opens up the guy who's playing
cigar box full of hand grenades.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Spike. He has a cigar box in there with 2 grenades in it. Now, these are not what you usually see in movies are like the cast iron training ones.
They didn't have those until like the fucking 80s.
Okay, yeah, but like these ones, they look pretty legit, except they don't have the yellow stripes on them.
Well, but you can see on the top of the left one, the blue paint is showing through.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that right there.
Yep, they're training grenades, but like that, the like Mark II bodies, and so let's see the fuses. Let's go down. Yeah, they got those right.
Yeah, but they would have that yellow stripe on them though.
Well,
yes,
that one on
but
the
like
bottom right
they actually got the
actual
like
a little bit, like it got painted over the yellow, right there on that one edge.
No, but like, no, the yellow is like no, it wouldn't reach down there, but like, so it's the grenades are correct.
Okay, all right, we can give them that,
which is good. I have to address one thing. There's a picture of me going around right now. I'll send it to the both of yas.
I just got it. Someone just sent it to me.
Yeah. I said, my tits are way bigger than that. Like, what are we doing here?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Someone sent that to me just now on Instagram. I don't even know who this is.
Yeah. Oh, I know who it is. So, Devin, you haven't seen it?
I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I was there for the original, but like.
Oh no, this is great. I love it. It's fucking beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really good.
I've seen Mike without his shirt on. It's pretty accurate.
Well, my let's be honest though here. Like my tits are a lot bigger than that.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. So
that's fair.
So yeah, it's an attempt. That's what I said. I said,
wait, are you saying that fat bastard fat suit is inaccurate to human anatomy?
No.
It's not as impressive as Mike. I will just say that.
He's seen me with my shirt off. Like we've stayed in the same hotel room, and I came out after the shower, and I was like,
he was like, "I'm going shirtless, so you better like it." So.
Yeah,
pretty much. Sounds about
right.
Like,
you did like it though. Like Michael, let's be honest here. Like you did like it.
Hey,
I didn't complain.
I mean, tit for tits. I mean, come on.
No, Michael did complain. It's a beautiful fat body. It's.
Oh my goodness.
So that whole thing, like that picture is it's okay, but it doesn't like do me justice. Like, come on, like I'm not that skinny. Let's be real here.
Oh my goodness. So that was To Hell and Back, and we ended To Hell and Back on that note.
The grenades are okay.
The grenades are okay. So we're gonna kind of be degrading a little bit as we go on in some.
We're gonna get worse than M16 Stahlhelms.
Well, you know, it's different things though. It's not just
okay.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get half, decal M16 Stahlhelms.
No, you'll see.
Oh yeah, Michael definitely got the Mike B OnlyFans experience. Like he.
Oh boy, didn't even have to pay.
It was awesome.
I'm the lucky one. So here we go.
I almost suffocated you with my flamelanche, which is fine.
Yeah, thankfully that didn't happen though.
Oh, it's Battle of the Bulge, right?
It's Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
Got his rifle grenades on. Look at that.
Yeah,
there's some interesting looking rifle grenades. What the fuck is that?
It's a German fucking God. Well, no, is it?
I think it's just a prop.
No, it's a fucking training grenade.
Yeah.
That's like got a bunch of shit wrapped around it and like made pointy.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So these guys are in very nice uniforms for being in the Ardennes.
Yeah, very, very clean looking.
Yeah.
43.
And
43.
I guess this bazooka right here in cardboard.
That could be rifle grenades. It could be mortars. It could be
Okay.
hand grenades. Who knows?
I've usually seen
flares.
bazooka. I've usually seen bazooka rockets like in these black cardboard tubes.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. That's not long enough though. Like bazooka rounds are very fucking long.
Right.
Yeah. It's probably flares. Those little weird flares with the pull string on them.
Could be.
Oh yeah. So this is supposed to be a German convoy.
It looks very German.
With the nice American M3s and the Patton tanks and everything.
Yeah. He's even got a Ma Deuce on there.
Yep. That's very accurate to no time period ever.
Yep.
But they got the Iron Crosses on them.
Yeah, so they're German.
No, that's not the Iron Cross. It's the Balkenkreuz.
It's a
different.
Whatever it is.
Look, they got one on the half track right here.
Yeah, it's not Iron
German.
Cross.
That's all I need to know. It's German.
Gavin.
Balkenkreuz.
Forget the rest of it. It's all American stuff. It's fine.
Oh, this will be fun. Nice indexing of the trigger finger. I like that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I see some bayonet lug on here.
Yeah, it's well. Oh yeah, and the rear sight is that's like fucking late 44, early 45.
Yeah.
I love how everyone's hip firing.
Of course. What else do you do?
Also, the BFA on the M1 nearest to us.
This right here.
Yeah.
The blank firing.
I noticed that too.
Right on the end of the muzzle there.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Jettison that thing off.
Could even fucking paint it black or something.
Yeah. Well, back then, who's gonna notice? And then grease. I see a lot of M3s in this movie.
The grease gun.
Yeah. And then
very shiny helmets too. I love it.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Good old Robert Shaw right here has this very German-looking guy with the dyed hair blonde. Yeah. But fun stuff. Although these guys, I think, if I remember right, these guys in the movie are supposed to be those German commandos who were dressed up as U.S. guys. So, very interesting.
Yeah, nothing that never fucking happened. But as far as like them actually like finding the guys after the fact, no, they captured these guys.
Yeah.
Like then they fucking nice BFA. MP40. Oh yeah.
Look at, they're actually firing from the shoulder.
Yeah. Whoop.
Except for that one guy on the farthest to the right. He's not. He's kind of being a weirdo.
Yeah. Fucking badass.
Yeah, not how you'd want to be firing against.
Oh, more Patton tanks. Look at that. I love it.
No, what are you talking? Those are Tiger 2s,
Oh, I mean, I guess if I squint and jerk my head real fast, maybe.
Yeah, those are Königstiger. So that's all I got for Battle of the Bulge. It's notoriously bad.
Yeah, they got a lot of nice Patton tanks. I love those.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, they had like 1 million in the United States, so of course they're going to use them. Let's see here. All right, so looks like this will conclude our vintage World War II era movie section of the night.
Wow, some good ones.
Yeah, so this right here is 1 second. Someone just messaged me.
Cool.
This one right here is the classic Patton movie.
Oh,
I love this.
Yeah. So am I crazy? I can't tell exactly. Is this guy carrying an M14 right here?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of weird. This movie came out in 1970. Oh, I see an MP.
Yeah,
that was why I saved
it.
Yeah, that's why I saved this image, was because I saw that. I'm like, that's too big to be an M1 carbine.
Yeah, and the magazine's too big.
National Guard's
too short to be a BAR.
Yeah. Yeah, if they got National Guardsmen, like that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like a vacuum tube coming off that thing.
Yep, it definitely is.
I also like Have you ever noticed when snow melts, it doesn't leave white streaks? It's clear.
That's the ashes. Well, never mind. Let's not go
Yeah.
there.
So,
Don't
like, you know,
even try to say
Let's,
that.
let's not go there.
water's clear when it
Yep.
melts from snow.
Maybe it's it's salty snow or something
Oh yeah.
that exists.
Yeah, it's
So that's fun.
okay.
Where then? I think those are bulldogs.
Yeah, it's an M48 walking bulldog.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, the OD7 fucking like.
Yeah, equipment. Yeah.
See that a lot.
Oh, I like that German's rifle. You can see his not turned down bolt handle.
Oh,
What the fuck is that? It's got a G98 stock. Well, hold on. Zoom out. Is that or zoom in a little bit? I'm sorry, I fucked that up.
It might be a VZ24 with the front sight protector off.
No, I think that's a fucking.
Or is that a South American something or other?
Well,
this movie was shot in Yugoslavia, I think.
yeah, it's not
It could be a
24.
2448. Yeah.
Not 2447, but like, yeah, it's a 24 for sure.
There are actually a lot of.
No, it was because yeah, they had the actual like just raw stainless bolts.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, theirs were in the white still. Yeah.
So it's an M24 without the front sight blade on it.
Interesting.
So
There were a lot of war movies actually back then that were shot like in Yugoslavia and stuff. I guess it was a cheap place to shoot at the time.
Real cheap location. Yeah.
Yeah.
and so that bayonet is the US one.
Oh, stuck in him.
Well, 'cause there's the blade on the end of the guy's regular rifle. So how did he get that knife to stab the American guy?
That's the US bayonet though. Like he yeah.
He stabbed himself.
He fell.
Yeah.
Fell on his own bayonet.
This morning the fighting was hand to hand.
Yeah, you remember the line? Yep.
Yeah, I know the scene. I've seen that movie fucking thousands of times.
A billion times, yeah.
So does this mark on this can mean anything?
No idea.
Okay.
I actually don't have any idea.
It means that somebody took time to paint a white and red X on that can.
Right.
Oh, zoom in back on the Mauser bayonet.
Okay.
It's a real fucking long one.
No, that's the model 1924. I have a bunch of those. They're very hard to get. Like that's the model like this actually the Serbian model 1924.
Yeah, but that's way longer
bayonet.
than a German one would be.
Yep. And they're so yeah, that's definitely a Yugoslavian Mauser for sure.
Okay.
The front sight blade is missing for whatever reason, but like yeah.
It got broken off.
Yep.
So I see that same type of rifle right here.
Yep, another Yugo Mauser.
It's got that little indentation.
Yeah,
right
well, yeah, it's got the full
groove,
handguard on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 2447.
Yeah. So I have to ask Burned what the hell that says.
Sprengladung?
I don't know.
That means it's spring loaded.
Right. I don't know if Germans used a plunger system for detonation back then.
Well, they did, but I don't know if that's accurate.
So. Right, of course. You never know. Yep. White paint smeared on his helmet, it looks like.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not so bad, yeah. Wait, what kind of I was gonna say, what kind of canteen does that guy have?
Right here?
Way down the bottom right.
Yeah, it's just the later looks like a medical canteen, actually.
Yeah, it does look like a medical canteen.
Zoom out a bit.
Out a bit.
Yeah, it's a medical canteen.
Interesting.
That's fun.
So now we have Erwin Rommel in Africa.
Yeah, in the movie. Yep.
Yeah, and then with some very, very freshly painted.
Very clean helmets. Yeah.
The mustache and everything.
According to here, 1 second, I got to go back to where I got this from. According to see where I got this, those are not MP40s.
No, the Yugoslavian M52, whatever the hell you call it.
They're copies, yeah.
This Z45.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny. Funny. And this camo pattern back here, I don't know what the hell that is.
Me either.
Yeah. It's just. All right. That's all I got for patterns.
Very accurate World War II German camo. Can't you tell?
Hey, you know, they were trying. I didn't pull any screenshots from the El Guitar scene with all of the tan patent tanks that are supposed to be German tanks, because everyone knows that scene. But
Guitar.
What's that?
Guitar.
El Guitar.
Yep, El Guitar.
No, it's not. You fucking clown. Shut the fuck
I've always heard El Guitar. El Guitar sounds like some kind of like weird country band or something like.
Yeah,
that.
I mean, well, Devin's just trying to. He's trying to be funny.
But the pot, yeah.
This is serious shit, Devin.
Right.
Don't be funny. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay, so this one is a favorite of mine. We're getting into the Vietnam era now.
Oh,
Vietnam's is.
Yeah.
French Indochina.
We'll see. I don't know. You'll have to see if you can spot any of that.
I only know about the French parts of Vietnam. The 40s.
Because he's a fucking retard. That's why.
I just have always liked the World War II Asia stuff. So.
Oh yeah, the Green Berets. Yeah.
The Green Beret.
Yep. So the Mat 49, the Lebel 1880, whatever the fuck it is, 89 revolver, the MAB 35, Thompson 1928,
SKS, and the
SKS.
PPSH.
Yep. A lot of Soviet stuff here, except for the Thompson.
Except for the 3 French stuff as well, Michael.
Yeah, the shit at the top is all French.
Right, I know.
Pistols are
I know that. This gun was used in a lot of World War II movies back then, even though, of course, it's completely wrong. But you see it a lot back then because it was very common.
I'm sorry, the Mat 36. That's what that is.
Mm.
It's not the 49. The 49 was an improved version of that.
The 49 had the folding thing still.
Yep. So that's the 36.
Man, these things look like trash, which is kind of cool. I like it.
Well, that's how they looked when they got them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it. I actually like that.
The Vietnamese didn't take very good care of their.
So zoom in. When does this film actually take place? What year?
So it was made in 68, and it was supposed to take place in 68.
It takes place in 68. Okay.
Yes.
So they've got for the nerds, they've got second pattern jungle fatigues on with the epaulets with the hidden buttons, which is very cool, and that's actually pretty accurate. But they would have been usually using third patterns by this point, but like whatever the fuck they had, they'd be issuing
for sure.
So they're using the second pattern jungle fatigues in this scene, which is actually pretty.
That's a pretty cool touch, actually. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. This movie took place when it was made, so 1968.
Yep.
So there's the old John Wayne right there,
and so he's carrying an XM16E1, which I can I can see the flash out a bit.
Right.
And so if you look at the receiver, right, look at the lower receiver, that is actually accurate to an XM16E1. They've got the bar across there, but nothing around the forward assist. So that's actually very accurate.
For sure.
Got the tiger stripe camo on.
Yep.
Not uncommon. And then John Wayne's got the exposed button jungle fatigues.
Yeah, the first pattern, which is also still
accurate.
Like, I mean, dude, you saw it's like it's insane. Like, because they made a shitload of those and they were like, well, we got to cover up the buttons. They're like, okay, well, we have all these made. Well, that's fine. Let's just ship them out. Get the new ones there, like the second patterns, which the guy on the right is
they were
wearing.
like chintzy as fuck. So
right, so they enhanced the material a little bit.
Yeah, because they basically there was reports of them disintegrating after 6 hours.
Not 6 hours, but like
of hard fighting.
No, like it was like days. Like they're chintzy, but they're not like that chintzy. I have an original set. Like they're not that bad.
Okay,
but they're yeah.
Sorry, Mike. Go ahead. I didn't know you were
done. No. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. So I'm very not informed when it comes to Vietnam. So I always see in Vietnam, like guys have this pouch on their webbing. What is that?
That is a first aid pouch.
Okay,
that is like it's got a bandage in there.
It's a compression bandage. Yeah.
Yeah. Different guys that carry different shit up there. Some of them would face it upside down so they could pop it open and like grab it easier. But like to have that on the non-firing shoulder, which most people were trained right-handed, even if they were lefties. Sorry, lefties, you were trained as right-handed guys.
Yeah, the devil's minions. That's what you are.
Right. Right, but like, so that's actually fairly accurate, especially in '68. He would have probably had it flipped upside down, but like it's personal preference.
Personal preference. Yeah.
So that's
what is
not
the guy
bad.
in the center?
That's not. He is a captain in the infantry.
Yep.
It's those do not look like crossed arrows. They might be crossed arrows, but like he's got the SF patch on, and he's but it's weird. He's got the leadership bands that you would have on, the green ones that they usually put on dress uniforms. So I don't know about that. Maybe they put them on in the field. I doubt that.
Okay.
But like
it's
those
for
things
movie preferences. It's not enough green.
Right, but like for his epaulets, like, you know what I'm talking about, Michael, like the little straps he's got. Yes. Those are usually on dress uniforms, and they don't cover any insignia or whatever. Also his branch insignia looks like infantry. The crossed arrows look a lot different.
Yeah,
than
those
rifles.
look kind of chunky to be arrows. Yeah.
Okay.
He's also got first pattern jungle tees on.
No,
he's got second. He's got does
he?
No,
that's a button clearly right there.
Let's see.
On his breast pocket.
His breast pocket. Michael, zoom into his breast pocket. Oh yeah, so he's got first patterns on too, which is all right, because like the guys. I mean, SF would have probably requested to not use those because they got caught in a bunch of shit, like the buttons and everything.
Yep.
But again, like it's totally plausible.
Not uncommon, yeah.
Go ahead, zoom out. Yeah, I mean, you can. Michael, what other questions do you have?
No, so I just wanted to point this out, that this is a very common thing you see in movies back then. They couldn't get away with a lot of gore back then, so what the censors would allow is that the blood, like, and you see this in the late 60s and throughout the 70s, is that the blood had to be red paint. So you'll see in a lot of movies, with that from this time period, the blood, it's like this bright, really
bright, obnoxious red. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's like this bright, really bright, opaque red. And so that's just a funny thing that I always see from this time. Whenever I see that, I'm like, oh, that's funny. You know, it's that
classic Hollywood.
Yeah. That's like the French Connection has some great ones where like guys are getting shot with squibs, and it's just like this red blood, like this red paint flying everywhere. You know, it's like it's hilarious.
So now that we're zoomed out, like zoom in a little bit more where you just were.
Okay.
A couple of clicks. So yeah, Devin, you see it looks like cross rifles.
Yep.
It doesn't look like cross arrows.
All right.
Which at that point they would have had arrows, because 68 especially, they would have had arrows. Yep. But anyway, yeah.
Look at that big AR-10 he's got.
That is literally no. So what that is, that's literally the Mattel toy.
Yep.
Oh.
That they had in the 60s. They use those because it could break.
That because he breaks it in this scene. He breaks it against a tree.
Yes, and so that is literally a toy. It's so much smaller than an M16.
Hey, I don't know about you, but like this could be actual Vietnam, and that could be a real Mattel rifle.
Right.
These holes right here are a speaker for when you pull the trigger and it makes a bang noise.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be an actual Mattel rifle in the field.
So yeah, that scene, when he breaks against the tree, like they had to do it because if you try to break an actual M16 against a tree, it's not gonna. The stock might break, but the buffer tube's not gonna break.
Yeah, I mean, it's beer cans and recycled Barbie dolls. They're fine.
Right. And he's wearing Tadpole Sparse, the John Wayne kind of thing, which people love Tiger Stripe, and I'm like, well, it's effective, but like to a point.
Right.
It has a lot of black in it, which actually
I love that expression on his face. That should be like an album cover right there.
I like that double chin lining up real quick.
Well, double, it's like quadruple.
Yeah. The album that should be an album called like Why Does It Hurt When I Pee or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. He's got more chins than Chinatown.
An album called Heavy Breathing and just have it right underneath his chin there.
Acid reflux.
My career is almost over. Here's what I'm doing.
Yep.
I love it. So you see more of that blood, that paint blood on the
Yes,
the
yeah,
thing.
very bright. Yep,
Very
it's
bright.
paint. Yeah, it's paint.
What does this guy have on his back right here?
That's a PRC 25 or 77, probably a 25. That's a radio. He doesn't have the whip up like the big antenna.
The big, yeah. Because it catches on shit.
Right, but he's also got the advisor cap, like the advisor pattern cap on, which is
I think that's
accurate.
that's the scene where you see the guy in the back too. I think this is when the Vietnamese guys were with him.
Yeah, but like they had like those caps that were made in quantities, like not big, but like in quantities like in the mid 60s, and then they like kept going with them. Because like so the thing about Tiger Stripe, we'll just get into that really quick, like the very macro level shit. It was never an actual standard issue thing to troops. Like, yes, some units ordered some from local places and they put them on the books. So whenever like special ops, special forces, and all that stuff, it was never a standard issue to like the majority of U.S. forces or South Vietnamese forces.
It was never an adopted pattern.
Right. It was not an adopted like ARVN, Army of the Republic of Vietnam, or U.S. pattern. However, non-conventional troops like the special forces, the SEALs or the UDTs,
you get a lot of freedom to do what the hell you want.
Yeah, you could. They had a budget to private purchase uniforms. Okay, and that's what they did is they private purchased this pattern, which was patterned off of the 1951 French lizard pattern, and kind of adopted.
Actually, a really good jungle camo.
Right, and so that's what this was, and so it's very hard to find original Tiger Stripes because there was just not a lot of them made. They wore them out, or they brought them home, or they whatever. And if you find an original set, it's going to be made by a local tailor. There was no like big company that made Tiger Stripes for ARVN or U.S. forces, or even some like the Aussies. A couple of those special guys wore Tiger Stripes, but there was no like giant contract. It was like small contracts here and there.
Lots of little sewing shops out in
Vietnam. They would order like 100 uniforms at a time, like tops and bottoms, in sizes that were pretty common. And then if they had the uncommon one, they'd be like, "Yeah, we'll throw that on." And it was very, very like a small local manufacturer thing. And but like so the guy in the bottom right that's wearing the advisor cap, we call it. But the frog skin pattern, which is not really frog skin, it's just kind of an adaptation.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That was also a privately ordered and tailored cap with that particular fabric and that pattern on it. So yeah, like these non-conventional troops, as they're portraying, like, so here's the thing: is the movie sucks, the writing sucks, the plot sucks, but like the uniforms they actually got fairly like okay. Right here, example. John Wayne is wearing a horizontal
woven 56 belt, yeah.
Right, which is accurate to that time and throughout the entire Vietnam War. And the hats, they're cut really short. They were locally made. They were not like the U.S. issued hats have a 3.5-inch brim on them, right? And the non-conventional guys didn't like that because it was too floppy and whatever.
Yeah, it obscured your vision and your hearing.
Right. So that they ordered like these boonie hats like this. They're called bush hats or whatever. Especially to have like a shorter visor, but still to keep the sun kind of off your face a little bit.
And keep the rain from just making
exactly. And wet. So they special ordered all these things. And like it's such a very small market that this was. That's why it's so desirable. And most conventional troops did not wear this. They wore the olive green 107 jungle fatigues in whatever pattern. But this actually, the uniforms are not terrible in this particular movie.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I've noticed about this one. It all kind of seems pretty legit. Of course, like the environment is just like Oregon or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
For sure.
Definitely not Vietnam.
Definitely no.
I mean, that looks nothing like Vietnam.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we've got So, okay. So if they were at a static position, like they're basically, they operate off of like what we call a COP nowadays, combat operation post.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, they would have Browning 1919 A2s.
Mm-hmm.
They still use those fuckers. Likely 50-50 shot. Like they would also have M60s, a lot of them. They'd have M2s, all that shit. But this is not out of the realm of possibility in here.
Okay.
It's not totally out of the realm. And again, the guy's wearing the advisor cap, or the advisor pattern cap with the brim buttoned up because that's your shooting shoulder or whatever. And they're wearing tiger stripes.
You got an M1 carbine or maybe M2 carbine.
Yeah, that's an M1.
It's a carbine. It's the sling. Yep. It's probably an M2 at that point.
Mm-hmm. What are these hats right here?
SF loved the M2.
Mm.
Those are just those bucket hats.
Describing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
They were private purchase and they were intentionally made to have the brims that
real short. Yeah.
Small. Yep.
Okay. This movie was basically like an advertisement for the Vietnam War.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So
yep.
It's funny, like the equipment and stuff in it looks like grade A, like state of the art.
Yeah. No, it's actually like the equipment's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
you see this hat a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
There's Wayne right there.
Like it's the same guy that's wearing it. So
maybe, yeah. And M1 carbine here that's not loaded.
Yep.
Yeah, then that guy's got an M14.
Oh, yep, right there. Yeah, cool.
Not likely for SF to have an M14 like that, the stock version.
Yeah. Wasn't that usually used by the Marines?
Yeah, and some Army guys had it, but
like common in the early war, but
yeah. And yeah, like despite popular belief, like a lot of the guys like the M16 more than the M14.
Right.
It was lighter.
The M14 weighs a fuck ton.
Right, and it's a very awkward weapon to shoot on full auto, and it's like you got the 308 versus the 5.56, which is another argument. But like, there's also guys carrying M1 and M2. That's probably an M2 carbine.
Okay.
They don't have to have the heat shield on them to be an M2. Like they just.
Yeah, you could have the Woodstock still.
What's this guy's patch right here? Can you tell?
That is. I've seen it before. I just don't know for sure, so I don't want to say.
Okay. This movie was like basically like the poster boy for the Tigers.
Oh,
right?
Zoom in on that M16 on the right. The guy's
right
holding. Yep. Zoom in. Okay. So it's got the 601 flash hider on it.
The 3-prong.
No, the early 3-prong, like the 601, like the long 3-prong. Like that's the original M16 that went there. But he's got an E1 lower receiver on there.
We can't really dog this movie for being inaccurate because it was made during the war. So
yeah,
sure. I know.
It sounds like it was a poster child for the U.S. government. So
the cool thing is this, that flash hider on there with the forward assist means that's an E1 upper. Okay. The flash hider is from a 601, which is the original M16.
Okay.
Did this configuration probably exist? Perhaps.
Maybe.
Very fucking rare.
It might have been mocked up for Hollywood or something like that. I don't know.
Thrown together, yeah.
Maybe. All right, zoom out.
There's a lot of stuff in this one.
Yep.
Carbine again. So now Wayne's got those things that you were talking about earlier on his epaulets.
Yeah, and that's he's an officer. Like I don't think that was
Or I see berets.
Yeah, some guys wore berets into the field. I don't know why, but like they did.
Don't know this hat.
That's the
advisor hat.
Yeah, the advisor hat.
Again, okay. See a mixture of M16s and carbines. So.
Yeah, a lot of their. I think a lot of the guys are meant to be like, because they had so many of those Arvin guys with them,
right?
And they like the carbines.
and very much northwestern United States up here.
Yeah, look at all those
for
pine
sure.
trees. Yes, everyone loves the great fall deciduous trees and Norway pines of Vietnam.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What was I gonna point something out here? I forgot. Oh yeah. I don't think you see one helmet at all in this movie.
Well, a lot of the non-conventional troops, they did not like
They
helmets.
didn't wear the helmets, yeah.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, and it's weird because like conventional troops, like they're gonna wear them if they're in a zone where there's any kind of action.
There's a lot of guys even in the regular, if it wasn't like at a place where you're going to be inspected and stuff,
Right.
they won't wear them either. So
yeah, they wear boonie hats or nothing or soft caps.
Yeah.
And
because it's just heavy, it's extra weight, and
right. So, but like non-conventional troops, they generally did not wear helmets. Some of them did, like a very small number of them, from what I've gathered. But most of them just wore bucket hats or the beret or some other kind of weird hat.
Yep.
To break up the
do-rag.
outline. Yeah, do-rag. Like so I mean, we're talking about like SF, like the Green Berets, SF guys. They were fucking elite then, they're elite now. Even nowadays, most of them don't wear helmets on certain missions.
Okay.
Except now they could have beards.
Right. I mean, they wear like the fast helmets, like the fucking skateboard helmets. And shit like
Skateboarding
that.
helmets, yeah.
Well,
Even
there's
then,
some
like they've graduated from the
Right.
skateboarding helmets and stuff to like now they're just wearing like Team Wendy's, which is like a carbon fiber thin, almost paper thin shell of carbon fiber, but it's just
Right.
a tactical version of a skateboarding helmet.
right, and it's like, and
There's no ballistic protection to it at all. It's just rigidity for mounting,
blocking
crap.
your head on shit.
Yeah. So
So
So that was a movie that was made, 1968, when the war was actually happening.
Yeah.
Now, my next movie is one of the biggest, most famous ones, Apocalypse Now.
I was just gonna say Apocalypse Now.
It's the new Apocalypse Now.
yeah.
That was made in 1970, started in 1977, and was finished in 79. So almost
do it.
10 years later. Yeah. And it takes place during 1968. So whoopsie doodle.
Mike went away.
I'm okay. I'm here. All right, here we go. Now,
Okay.
an interesting thing about this movie that I noticed when I watched it last was that you only see these magazines throughout the entire film. You never see
The 20 rounders. Those are 30 rounder
magazines. Yeah.
So when was this film supposed to take place?
68.
1968.
Okay. 30 rounders, not a fucking chance. The A1s that they're shooting,
Mayhaps.
perhaps.
Okay, but no 30 rounds.
No 30
No,
rounds.
no.
Okay. You see that only in this movie. You don't see a 20 round magazine at all in this movie.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Okay. Very interesting.
The non-conventional troops were starting to test out privately purchased 30-round mags in late 68 and 69. They were still doing it. You don't see 30 rounders until about 74.
Okay. So right as the Vietnam War was ending then.
Correct.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And that's also an A1, which is it's an A1 because it's got the fucking the bolt is not chrome.
Doesn't have a sling.
That's an A1. I was just gonna say that. No sling.
No sling.
Not likely. Nope. Also, he's got okay, hold on. Go back to his helmet. He's got a World War II helmet on.
Yeah, because he's got the liner.
Oh shit!
It's not out of the realm of possibility, but not likely at all for Army. Not
Okay.
like Marine Corps, yes.
Maybe. Yeah.
Army, 1st Cav, 68, not likely at all. Also, that elastic band he's got around his helmet, no, that's not. That's like a civilian interpretation of it. It's not. No.
So because I've seen that a lot, like not in photos, but like in movies. So that's not a thing.
But no, it's too wide and it's too flat.
Okay.
That's a civilian made a costume made thing for that.
To look like that.
Correct.
Okay. This guy's name is Frank, apparently. He's also got a big band on his.
Yep, same thing.
Yep.
And
He's
also
a goddamn lefty.
Yeah, he is. He's shooting left-handed.
Yep.
Well, that was a crippling illness the military wouldn't allow.
And then M60 in the door here.
Yep. With blanks.
Oh, the thumper with the tiger stripe paint.
Yeah. And it looks like his regular jacket here has been cut to be sleeveless.
Not uncommon.
No.
Okay, yeah. And face paint as well.
Well, the face paint, well, who knows?
Yeah, and I don't know what the hell any of this is.
The shells and the necklaces, actually very common.
Right.
Yep. What, cool. Cody?
So here we are aboard the boat.
Canned Heat. It's a good band for one.
I love Canned Heat.
But they didn't get really big until '69. But hey,
yeah,
that's true.
It wouldn't have been unheard of that somebody could have heard their music.
I'm the hipster. Like I like Canned Heat,
Yep.
And then they got big, and
Yep. After they stole the surfboard. Yep.
I love On the Road Again.
Yeah, that's a good tune.
Mm-hmm. And Let's Work Together is also a great one. But anyway, I do like that detail though that they named it that. Like, that's kind of
it's stenciled too. It's like or kind of not really.
He would have probably hand painted it, but
it's really nice for hand painted.
Well, I mean, if it was real, he would have hand painted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I also like the surfboard here has the cavalry insignia.
Well, yeah, they stole it from the guy, the leader of the cavalry.
Kilgore, yeah,
Kilgore, yeah. Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall, back before he got fat.
So yeah, M2 with the shield.
Oh, the Huey with the rocket pods.
Mm-hmm. Although I've never seen these things actually shoot in person, but like this right here is a very movie pyrotechnic type thing.
Yep.
Yeah, like the big.
You can definitely tell that's a bottle rocket.
Yeah, that's how you can usually tell. I mean, there's like tons of sparks coming off of it. But I don't know. It might have looked like that. So I've never actually seen one shoot in real life. But movie pyrotechnic.
I don't know either.
Yeah. And what is this thing right here? This gun, like what is that?
No, that's part of the gunship. It's like those are machine guns the pilot can fire. They're linked.
Huh.
The fuck are they?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't remember exactly what it was, but they do have machine guns. There was two on each side that you
I know. I just it's like what are these like?
I don't know. But it's insanely
a lot of
precarious.
times they were 1919s that were really fucking cut down and shit.
That's not a 1919.
But I don't think that this in this movie is a 1919 yet. But a lot of them on the gunships were 1919s.
This is pretty precarious though. I mean, like these guys are right here with the barrel like shooting. Like that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, that's not crazy. It's like that's typical.
That's how bullshit. The gunship was set up. But gunships normally were not transporting troops.
Correct.
Either.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like these guys sitting right here. If this thing started to go off, it'd be like, holy fuck.
Yeah, because the Huey was never designed to like be a gunship, but then they decided to like retrofit them to be gunships.
Okay. All the choppers that were used in this movie were rented from the Filipino military. This movie was all shot in the Philippines.
Yeah.
And so these are borrowed by the Philippines. And they would actually, at the time, there were rebel attacks going on, and they would actually call the choppers away to go blow up real targets while they were making the movie.
That's fun.
Be like, hey, we need those back now.
Well, yeah, there's famously during the the Ride of the Valkyrie scene, there was a moment where when they were shooting it, this huge, all this stuff was mocked up. None of it was fake back then, and they, in terms of like the scale of it, and stuff. But so during one of those shots, the military called back, I think, like 2 helicopters, and they just flew away while they were doing that.
Huh?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, see ya.
We got to go blow up real stuff.
We got to go kill people. Yeah. So we got a number of some of these guys. These are like the guys that were on the gunboat. So it's
Yeah,
guess
those
these guys
are the Navy guys.
yeah. So they're technically Navy. Yeah.
Yeah, Navy guys wearing the OG 107s over there, like the sateen uniform. Yeah, not likely.
Not likely, huh?
They'd be wearing jungle fatigues, most likely.
Probably, yeah.
Not saying it didn't happen, but like that's most likely they'd be wearing jungle fatigues.
Okay.
Also, what the fuck is up with this beret?
I don't know what's up with it.
Navy guys like usually didn't wear berets. They
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. But like a lot of people don't know this, that a lot of the at least drivers of the PT boats weren't actually Navy personnel. They were actually Coast Guard members.
Interesting.
So, because they were the only ones that had a lot of river and intercoastal experience driving, because the only troops that are allowed to operate in the U.S. and intercoastal waters are the Coast Guard. So they took Coast Guard guys and made them drive a lot of the PT boats because they knew how to read how the rivers flowed and stuff like that to not beach the PT boats.
Okay, interesting.
Which is great. I also found out that the PT boat was actually based off of a luxury craft, and they converted it to military use in 16 days, and it was powered by jets made by Jacuzzi.
Whoa.
Literally, they're powered by jet engines made by Jacuzzi.
I love finding out stuff like that.
I thought it was funny. It's like, no shit. They're literally powered by Jacuzzi jets. Not even a joke. So
that's pretty funny. That's pretty damn good. What is this a stretcher back here? I don't even know what that is. Something.
I think that's like part of the seat.
Know.
I think it's a tube that's got the straps on it. It's got
it's probably part of the seat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh. And let's see what else. What is this vest right
First
here?
pattern. That's a 3/4 collar fucking army. Like
well, I mean, if this movie's in '68, it can't be a '69 vest, can it? It looks like it is.
No, '69's had less of a collar. It had less of a collar, right? Oh. And it had the well, you can't see it in this.
Yeah, I was like, because I think that's a '69 vest, but the movie's from '68.
His helmet is actually World War II, like you can tell from the rim. It's actually a World War II shell because of the manganese steel that constantly rubs off of the rim. So that's fun.
He's also got one too.
Yep. Oh, the guy's got a shotgun.
Yeah, I think. Well, I remember this guy. They identified this guy in the movie that he's ex-military, and this is at Kurtz's establishment. So these are all like his people.
This is at his compound. Yeah,
his compound. So, but I think I'm pretty sure these other guys, like this dude right here, and this guy, they're also supposed to be former soldiers.
Yeah,
they kind of look like it.
I do like his Stevens 520 though.
That's not.
It's got the humpback right above his hand. It's got the humpback.
Well, that might be the angle. Like, who knows? I don't. Well, it could be. Who knows?
They're the only ones that have the humpback.
Yeah, but you don't know if it has a humpback. Like that angle's really fucked.
Yeah, pretty sure.
What are we talking about?
The shotgun.
The shotgun still. Okay. Well, I could look it up on IMFDB right now.
Do it.
I will.
While you're doing that, I'm going to go let the dog out because he now actually has to poop. I didn't realize he had not been fed before. The dogs?
It says that's an Ithaca 37.
That's what I was going to say. All right.
Okay.
Ithaca 37 with the... It's got the bayonet mount and the heat shield on it. And there was two shotguns they actually did that too. Is the Ithaca 37 and the 1897 Winchester.
Okay.
So
that's what that is.
Yeah, it's an Ithaca 37, and that's a great shotgun because they extracted from the bottom.
Okay.
Well, the loading gate and the ejection port was the same hole.
Yep.
So
And
you
it's
don't
like,
have two holes to get stuff in.
Right.
but also you know exactly where your fucking spent brass is going. And that guy, zoom in on that guy with tiger stripes.
This guy right here.
He is holding something with taped together magazines.
Yeah.
Is that a Matt?
I think
49?
that's a MAP 49 because it's got the tiny little barrel.
Yep.
This guy's got some kind of scoped rifle.
That's a Winchester Model 70.
70, yep.
Okay. And a pistol with like ivory
Pearl
grips.
grips.
1911 with some fucking Gucci grips that he bought.
Yeah. Kind of neat. All kinds of crap. And then
Another bumper, the M79.
Yep. And a kid with something. I can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
Not shoes. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. A dead body down here. But yeah. So is that all I got for this? Oh, no, I got this one right here. This is interesting.
What the fuck is that?
That's a 1970. The mount is a 1917 Browning. They just doctored it up.
It's made to look like the Soviet heavy machine gun.
Dushka. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's but like that's a 1917 mount.
That's definitely a water-cooled machine gun they tried to mock up like
they tried to
else.
mock it up. Yeah, it's 1917.
It's a Browning M2, yeah, that's made to look like that.
Yeah, that mount though, like that's so fucking unique. It's a 1917 mount. Like where that thing attaches to the tripod.
Yeah.
That curved mount is a definite US Browning mount.
And it's got
it's an M2. Oh, that was probably one of those fucking Navy guns, those deck guns that they had with the water-cooled jacket on there on the M2.
Right.
That they just put fins on and then blank fire adapted it somehow and then
Wait, unless they're trying to make that one of the French guns, because if you look at that jacket, it looks like it's ribbed kind of.
Well, it is ribbed. And
Yeah.
so it's like a Hotchkiss 1914 or fucking 1924. No, but the early like the French guns that had ribs on them were like light machine guns.
Yeah.
So it's they try to just doctor it up to make it look like something
else.
That is an M2 though. That's a big fucking frame on the 1917 mount.
Mm-hmm.
So
kind of cool. There are other photos of this thing. You can see better detail. Let me see if I can find some.
All right, let me go let the dog out. He's fucking whining. He's gonna shit on the floor if I don't let him out.
Yeah,
he's a spiteful fuck like that. All right, poop.
I guess it's not that better of an image, but this director Francis Ford Coppola right here behind the scenes and you can see the gun in the background right there.
Yeah, with the weird wooden spoked wheels.
Yeah, that's a little janky, but
yeah,
it's kind of neat, sometimes. So I think that's all I got for. Yeah, that's all I got for Apocalypse Now.
That's all you got for Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could have really gone through every frame of the movie if we wanted to, but I didn't want to do that.
Why not?
Next time when I have more time.
Fair.
Oh, this next one is going to be fun because Mike hates this movie. I know he hates this movie.
Oh, I mean, he hates a lot of movies, to be fair.
He does, yeah.
Is it The Brave Little Toaster?
Yes. No, I'm not going to say what it is yet. I'll wait till he gets here. It's one of the thousands of 80s Vietnam movies that were made.
80s Vietnam movies. What a classic era. Lots of stuff from the 80s.
That's what, yeah. It's like the 80s. They really pumped out Vietnam movies at that time. They were okay talking about it at that point, not so much when it was happening.
Yeah, this is like 5 years. They gave people 5 years to get over the hardship of it.
Yeah, and it was like, okay, we're gonna just make nothing but Vietnam War movies. I remember my dad telling me how fucking sick he got of Vietnam War movies back in the 80s. He was
Back
like, all
in
right,
the
I get it. It was a terrible thing.
True. It's kind of like how I feel now about remakes.
Well, that's been going on for a while.
Yeah, but I'm tired of it.
Finally, you're tired of it.
Tired of it.
Yeah.
I don't go to the movies a lot anyways, but like when I go there and there's literally nothing that I haven't seen the original of already.
Of course, yeah. Well, in the past decade, they stopped doing the remake thing, and what they started doing was the soft reboot. And
that's a remake.
It is, but it's not a remake.
I know it's not a remake. It's a bougie fucking way of saying remake, but
I know it is. That's their way. That's right. Because people kept complaining about remakes, like in the
so they just decided and found another term for remake.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, we're not remaking it.
An original idea. They just found a new term for remake.
It's what they do instead of just remaking the movie. They do a sequel from a movie that was like 20 years ago, but it's just a remake, just in a different type of way. It's a remake that's been packaged up to be something that's technically not a remake, even though it is.
I always like it's the thing where it's like it's a remake with the director's take on it.
Right? Yeah, it's like
like so.
You're a fucking director's take, Devin.
I mean, I'd probably be worth some money then if I was.
Well, no, you'd just be long and boring, and like nobody gives a fuck about it.
I mean, to be fair,
we're gonna look at a movie now, Mike, that I know you hate.
Fun. I just had 2 pickled eggs.
It makes me really hungry for pickled eggs now for some reason.
Dude, yeah.
Pickled eggs are really, I mean, to be fair, pickled anything's usually pretty damn good.
Pickled eggs are fantastic.
Pickled eggs are really goddamn good.
My breath is not fantastic, but like pickled eggs are great.
Pickled eggs are heinous.
Right. But like, it's so good. But anyway, go ahead, Michael.
Okay. This is Casualties of War.
No.
I know you don't like this one. Yeah, that's Sean Penn right there with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, the Americal Division 67, 68. Yeah.
Got his angle head flashlight, his weird short M16.
He would not. No, that's the CAR-15.
This movie takes place in 1966, by the way.
Oh,
it's got a really good trigger discipline going on.
Yeah. Well, that is not so much of a big deal at that point. They were transitioning.
Nice.
But yeah, it's
at least that one guy's got his vest on like a fucking weirdo.
Well, the vest too, like that was like for the army, that was thrown out pretty quick.
Like, it doesn't do anything. Ballistic nylon doesn't do fuck all.
Right, they're like it just makes us hot as fuck and like unable to move.
We're getting more.
Also, the flashlight as a sergeant,
then they're saving. So
yeah, that's just put on there to like look cool, but like realistically, like a sergeant in the infantry is not going to carry his fucking flashlight there.
Okay, interesting. So, this is from the same scene. I got a few of these because I'm pretty sure this gun is a mock-up of some kind.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not an expert on like the CAR-15 and all that shit, and like the XM177E1 or all that shit. I don't think that came out until like 67 or 68. I could be wrong. But like
we can't see the big long ass fucking flash hider it had. But
okay,
well you can see the start of it. You can see the start of it.
Let me look it up on
because there was a real gun that they had with that real handguard, and it was kind of a shorter, lighter, handier, and it had the telescoping stock. And
yeah, he's gonna look it up right now. Like
so it's apparently it's a quote fake Colt XM177 Commando.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That's exactly what. Yeah. We
so also, Michael, Google that. When did that actually start being fielded?
Let me look it up. Get it up right now. Let's see. XM Command. 1967, it says.
Yeah. Okay.
Designed in 66, fielded in 67.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. Yeah. Probably wouldn't have that. He'd probably have a fucking E1, an M16 E1. Or XM16 E1. Yeah. Even as a sergeant, like you'd probably have that back then. If this is 66, they wouldn't have probably had the flax on, especially Army. The Marine Corps loved them, but like, yeah, it's.
You're talking about the vest?
Yeah, the flak jackets.
Right. And this is something I've seen before in some movies, that is, where they put like wax paper around the push to talk thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's to prevent from water getting in there and shorting it out.
In Vietnam, Michael.
Well,
I know that. I'm just pointing it out, motherfucker. God.
It's also really humid, so like ambient moisture can fucking short it out, rust it.
Yeah.
So he's the RTO. The guy's the RTO. So he's got the PRC 25, which can be on his back, and yeah, that's fine from what I see. Besides the flak. Mm-hmm. The guy on the right, he's got looks like grenades, 40mm grenades in his pocket of his flak vest.
No, that's the duck hunter vest that had all the pockets on it for the 40mm grenades.
That didn't come out till later.
But he's wearing it.
No, he's not.
Then what does he have those mounted on? Because he's got them on his right fucking chest pocket too.
Right. It's on his flak vest.
There's a better photo. You can see it better here.
Yeah, so that must have been some rigged shit for the film.
Yeah, that's definitely not how the pockets on those vests are.
No.
Interesting.
But wait. Zoom back in again.
Okay.
On that other picture. You can see the zipper for his flak jacket. He does have that fucking duck hunter vest on. Because he's got lower rungs of them too.
I see one zipper here, another zipper here.
So he is wearing that duck hunter vest because he's got a second row of grenades. See him down by his hand?
Yeah, there's right down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. One's right there. Yeah.
But that shit wasn't. That was
they didn't have those then. No,
that was like 71. They came out with that
those came very late.
Okay, so this is a big clusterfuck then.
Yep.
Okay, so we already saw that one, and it's the same scene again. I chose it because there's a lot of equipment being shown.
Yep.
This I like this shot because it's very theatrical.
Well, it's actually what a fucking A1 or an M16 sight looks like.
I know that, but like it's just really funny. It reminds me of like a video game. It's like really scrunched.
Yeah.
Like you got the giant fucking sight in the front right here. It's huge.
Well, that's actually yeah, it's a little bit bigger than what it usually is, but like yeah.
It's I mean it looks like early 90s like arcade shooter.
So let's be fair here. Like if that guy was 300 yards away, if that river was 300 yards, that's actually not that unrealistic.
The sight picture you would have. Yeah.
Except, I've shot these. I own one of these, so like I know it's just a very like. I guess you also have to see the
sight post is a little short and very wide.
Well, no, but here's the thing: is like I have a couple M16 clones that I built that I have to put that front sight post that low for it to hit where it needs to hit.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty wide, though.
The old school posts are very wide. Very wide, like that. They're like a semi barleycorn. So if they're down that far, which some have to be, it is literally that wide at like even 200 yards.
Wow.
Yeah. No, this is a familiar sight picture to me. It's just kind of funny because it's very superimposed.
Yeah.
And when you watch,
looks very like fake too, like it's almost like CGI'd in.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like it's been like it's a matte painting or something.
Right.
So, there you go. That's supposed to have right before it explodes.
Nice body, nice little yellow band on there.
Very bright green though.
Yeah, that's a prop clearly, but like that's actually the body is actually exactly like an M26.
Yeah, the lemon grenades, yeah.
Or an M61 rather. The body is correct.
But the paint, I mean, like it's pretty.
The paint's fucked. So what would happen was like it would be like a matte finish, and it would say grenade fragmentation, whatever, in yellow lettering on the side.
Yeah.
That doesn't have that. It's got everything but that. But like, I'm sure they had to, like, for whatever reason, paint it this weird
It's a prop. Yeah.
fucking color. Yeah. So, but like, no, the shape, like, that's an actual, like, that was probably a live one that they demilled.
Demilled,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's all I got for casualties.
Oh shit! I thought you had more.
No, I could have had more, but I just those shots of the uniforms, I wanted to pick those out because I knew you were gonna find some shit with those. But,
yeah, a little bit, but yeah, Vietnam is it's just as much of a clusterfuck as World War II, but it was. So they came out with uniform. It's weird, like with Vietnam U.S. guys. They came out with the jungle fatigue, right? Like the slant pocket, all that shit in 63. Well, actually 62, but like they started making them in 63. By 64, they were like, okay, the guys don't like the exposed pockets. So we'll make another model. So but in the 64, they made the second pattern, which is the epaulets with covered buttons on the pockets and everything. Yeah. Right. And then by 66, they were like, well, we don't like the epaulets and this gas flap inside because it's too fucking hot. And so they started making the third pattern, which is the most common that you know nowadays. But they made them in poplin. They didn't make them in ripstop, which I have. So in 67, early 67, they started making the third pattern, jungle fatigues, with no epaulets, covered buttons, and all that shit. And there was there's one difference, like I can't remember right now, but like one little tiny difference. And then in late 67, they came out with the third pattern, whatever the fuck. It was like a improved, but they still call it the third pattern. Jungle fatigues, the class 1 is what they called it. And from 67 until the end, that's what they made. And that's the most common from like 67 to 75.
Well, that's the ripstop.
However, the first, well, no, not all of them. The third patterns that were made in 67, like
are
early
poplin,
67.
but like the most common ones you see are the ripstop ones.
Yeah, the ripstop third patterns, no epaulets and all that shit. But, however, you'd see first patterns being worn through 75 because it's what they had, and they'd issued these guys that.
And if you're flying a desk or something, your uniform's obviously not going to wear out as fast. So
right, but like what my point was is like, so I said the first uniform started being made and issued in 63, right? And 67 is the last pattern. That's only 4 years.
Yep.
Out of a 16-year war, right? And so
16 years, it went from 55 to 75.
The U.S. I would argue
that's literally when the U.S. says it started is 55.
I would say 16.
That's
I would
20 years. But you don't see mass troop sendings until 3 years into it.
Yeah, so that's why I would say 16. You could argue 20. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. I don't disagree with you, but I'd say 16.
And then if you include the French part, it goes all the way back to 45. So it's actually.
But I'm talking the U.S. shit. I say heavily 16, respectively 20.
Yep.
But 16 is where I kind of go. That's
when everything really kicks off.
Yeah, 59, 60, like that kind of thing. So anyway, but my point is like those uniforms, those 4 patterns happened in 4 years. It was that quick. And so you see these uniforms being worn. And if you know what to look for, I've actually made an extensive video on first, second, and third.
That's how I know what he's talking about.
Right. And you can look at pictures and be like, oh, they have epaulets, but no buttons exposed. That's second pattern. And so most likely that picture is going to be earlier, like 65, 66, possibly 67. But they also, like, you see pictures from 71 and guys are wearing first patterns with the buttons exposed. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, but hey, they found a box. They had that unit had them and they got them and they issued them out. And so, yeah, that's the kind of thing. And like the gear is actually pretty cool too. It's, mostly like I was saying with the John Wayne thing, like the horizontal weave of the belt.
Right.
That's what you're going to see most of the time. But in like 68 and 69, they started doing a vertical weave because it was stronger. and it was still canvas, but then they started making nylon belts too. And so yeah, it's weird. Like Vietnam is
crazy,
very crazy. Yep.
So our last Vietnam film, and it's interesting because it has a little bit more than just Vietnam stuff in it in terms of war, very briefly, and is Forrest Gump.
Oh, the best, most accurate Vietnam movie.
Okay. Oh, thank you. No, actually, not bad. Not bad.
No,
at all.
they actually did pretty good with the Forrest Gump Vietnam. Yeah.
Yep, 9th Infantry Division. So they would be down in the southern. They'd be in 4 Corps. So they'd be down in southern, like the Delta area, and
They'd
like
be in
from
Delta,
from Saigon down to the Delta, the 9th Infantry Division actually kind of reigned, if we'll say that.
Okay.
And so I love this division. I love that unit. Heavy combat in the First World War, the Second World War, in Vietnam, and they were also in Desert Storm, Panama, and then they get disbanded in 91. Or 92, rather. Okay. Great unit. So, and yeah, so he's got an XM16E1. The flash hider, you can tell. It's just like, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the first aid pouch. What?
Sling. No sling.
Yeah, that's a bit of a fuck up.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a fuck up.
What is it? Is this some kind of lubricant in here?
oh my God. No, it's not, Devin. It's so if I had a fucking penny for every time I got asked that on a video that I have my helmet on, that's bug repellent. It's insect repellent.
Is it insect repellent? Yeah.
Okay, so, interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this out right here. I actually have an original bottle on my helmet.
It looks just the same.
It is the same, yeah. And it smells the same as the cream they gave us because it's got DEET in it.
Yeah, it's like all DEET, basically. Yeah, so
that is bug dope, what they call it. They still call it nowadays, bug dope. So that's an insect repellent. He's got his toothbrush up there. I don't know why, but like he does. Mm-hmm. Not uncommon either, like to see guys with their toothbrush for cleaning a weapon because it's got a black. It's black, yeah. And whatever. So yeah, his helmet's actually, that band is actually correct sized, and
the helmet's correct.
Elasticity, the Mitchell pattern helmet cover, the way he's wearing it is, it's so they got that right. Yeah, the bug dope too.
That's pretty cool. This guy, instead of that bug stuff, he's got like what looks like boot polish or something in his band right here.
It looks like a can of dip.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like a can of dip.
A shoe polish tin.
If you want to keep
that than that, so
right, and it's flatter. So that looks like Copenhagen. That looks like because he put it up there because when you're going through this shit, you don't want to get your dip wet. And Copenhagen comes in a cardboard can that's got wax on the inside, but like that wax, if you get water in there, your whole can of dip is fucked.
Yep.
Okay.
Just like cigarettes, you get water in your cigarettes. It's fucked. That's why people put cigarettes up there, and that's a cool scene. And that guy's got a toothbrush there. They all have E1s. You can see the flash hiders.
Yep.
And that guy's got a thumper, the guy in the back, right?
Here, yeah.
The M79. Yep.
But zoom out. Yeah, he's got it. Or I'm sorry, and Gump's got a law on his back, which those were expendable, of course, but like they used them for busting bunkers and shit.
Right.
When they got in the woods. And so he's a PFC at this point, because that was around the time where they were transitioning to the private with the rocker as a PFC. But he's still a PFC or an E2, whatever. He's got that on there. 9th Infantry patch, the first aid kit pouch on his left shoulder, non-shooting shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
This looks like a fun place to be.
No, yeah, because it's down the Delta where it's just fucking
swamp.
We got fucking water up to their nipples.
Right, and that's why a lot of guys put that weird shit in their helmet to keep it dry.
Yeah, and he talks about the rain for like a year. He's like, it's just raining all the time.
Yeah, so they actually did an okay job in this film. Like they missed a couple of things.
Yeah, but like for the tiny Vietnam part, they actually did really well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Next picture.
Lieutenant Dan.
Okay. So it's on full auto. All right, so his selector's on full auto right here. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
The selector switch on his M16. I don't know what model it is, but like, yeah, it's on full auto, which is a good touch.
Yeah. Okay.
because he's actually firing full auto.
Shit hits the fan. Yeah.
Well, he's actually in the film. He's actually firing full auto, and so like that's a good touch. Like he's got it, click to rock and roll instead of just a semi and firing full auto, which would make.
Well, I mean,
sense.
it's probably like a real M16. So I mean,
sure,
not like an actual like.
Well, it's got the paint on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably a Colt. Just a surplus gun. Zoom out. So in his helmet, he's got a P-51 can opener, or that might be a P-38.
No, that's a 38. The P-51s are bigger.
No, that's the opposite. Because P means puncture. 51 is 51 punctures to open up a standard can. 38 was the bigger one. That might be it's a 51.
Where is that? I can't see it.
Right in the front.
Right there,
that silver thing on his helmet.
That looks like a piece of paper.
No, that's a can opener. That's a can opener.
Okay.
Yep, and that's not uncommon at all either. But that's a 51.
I thought that was like a piece of paper folded in there.
The P-51 was bigger than the P-38, though.
No, that you can look this up. Like literally, it's puncture 51. 51 punctures, and then the 38 was the bigger one that only took 38 punctures to open the same kind of can. You'll find a lot of conflicting info on that, but like
he's got his first aid pouch upside down.
Yep, and that's fine. Like it was to each their own. And on his helmet, he's got bug dope. So that's pretty typical. I mean, this guy's a platoon leader. He's not like a high-ranking officer. He's like a platoon leader. So that's fine. Like his helmet's wet as fuck. They got the buttonholes in there. That's fine. 9th Infantry patch. He does not have lieutenant rank on his helmet, which is very accurate. They would not do that in Vietnam. And yeah, so he's got a smoke grenade. He's got an M18 on his back right there. Yep. Mm-hmm. It looks like a red or violet.
We see him use it later in this scene, and it's purple.
Well, yeah, but that might have not been from him because he stripped his gear off.
No,
that was somebody else.
You see him do it. Like I watched this. You see him actually throw it in the background.
Yes, but it wasn't necessarily his. It might have been he got it from somebody.
Yeah, the P-51's the bigger one. It stands for P-51's the bigger one. The P-38's the smaller one.
Okay, well, yeah, there's so many conflicting things, but anyway, that's a can opener.
Yeah, the reinforcement, the 2 reinforcement ribs would be the P-51.
Okay,
and the 1 reinforcement rib would be the P-38.
Okay, well, anyway,
and the P-51 came later, a lot later.
That's fine. That's fine. I might have been wrong on that. That smoke grenade, like, so when he's actually hit though, when he's talking on the radio, he doesn't have any of his gear on, so he would not have had that. He had his 1911 with him. That's it.
Forrest strips him of his gear before he picks him up.
Right. And then, so that's why it's probably somebody else's smoke grenade. But nevertheless, this is an M18 on his back, which is accurate, attached to his gear because he's an officer. Like his RTO is right there in the back. You can see the whip, the antenna coming off.
Yep, the whip of the antenna.
Right. So when you pop smoke, you go, all right, pop smoke. And they go, I see this color. Yes,
you're literally talking to your air support, being like, "Do you fucking see it?"
Right.
Yeah.
But you also don't say, I just pop purple smoke, because then your enemy who has grenades that they've captured can go, well, we'll pop purple smoke over here.
Right.
And then that confuses the airdrop guys. So that's why you pop smoke and you go, pop smoke.
What color do you see?
What color do you see? And the guys in the air will be like, I see orange. Negative, not us. Okay, I see violet. Roger, affirmative, us. So it's a weird thing, but like that's kind of how it goes. They had to learn that the hard way. A lot of people did.
Yeah, so, the Vietnamese were real goddamn fucking smart.
Yep, because they were listening to all the radio communication, like they had radios.
For sure. So, well, yeah, they even found out a lot of the frequencies and a lot of the codes, and they had a lot of people that actually spoke very good English.
Yep.
So
yeah. Anyway, thank you. Okay, cool. Okay. No, go ahead. The helmet thing. Okay, so here's where I'm gonna say that's kind of a Full Metal Jacket kind of thing.
Okay.
That weighs so goddamn much. Your helmet already weighs a lot. It's already uneven and like it moves around. The M1 helmet's not the best designed helmet in the world. Okay.
Right.
It's not designed for.
It's not very stable without the chin strap being on.
That shit on the helmet, to me, in my opinion, is Hollywood. I know guys did it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But to me,
asking for a neck pain.
Right. It's very Hollywood because so that's probably about 50 or 40 or 50 rounds, right? that is going to be, that's going to weigh like 2 or 3 more pounds under your fucking already 2-pound helmet. It's not going to be good. And also, how the fuck are you going to get that off and like break it open without dropping a bunch of, anyway, that's my opinion though. It could have happened.
For sure. And then I also look at this weird thing. So why do they have their ponchos and their poncho liners rolled up separate? Because your poncho liner is just going to get fucking wet.
Sure. That's a good point.
That's not something you roll them up together if you want it to stay dry.
Right. So yeah, that's a good point too. That really is.
Yeah, and they got the nice pattern 51 entrenching tools, which is a nice touch because those were actually very common in Vietnam. People didn't fucking carry them ever because they're heavy as fuck and they're big.
Yeah, but a machine gun team is going to carry them.
It's probably going to have it. So this guy also in the foreground has one on his back as well.
That's also a 43. It's not a 51. They didn't have a 51. You're thinking of the 53 cover, or no, I'm sorry, the 56 cover. That's a 43 entrenching tool on a 56 cover that can also hold the bayonet. But anyway, yeah. So they would have had the e-tools, I'm sure, as a machine gun team, crew. But yeah, you're right. Like the poncho liner would have been rolled up in the poncho.
However, because otherwise your poncho liner just gets fucked.
Yeah, however, it's like
polyester doesn't dry, and that's what those are full of when they get wet. It's just wet.
Right, but it's like also you use your poncho liner a lot more than you use your poncho. But at this point, it just got done raining
in your bag.
It just got done raining, so yeah, it would be rolled up. You're right. You are correct. You're right. I'm just trying to like devil's advocate, but I'm like, nah, there is no devil's advocate. But like,
there's no way that they would have their fucking poncho liner just out in the open like that.
Yeah, because it's soaking wet and fucking moldy and shitty and
it would just disintegrate basically.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, like, so overall, not terrible, but like little details like that, you could tell the person that made this didn't think about that and like didn't take that into consideration.
Dale die.
Again,
makes sense. That math checks out.
Did this one?
He did this one. Yep.
He did this one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He might have fucking. Well, he was also an officer in Vietnam, so let's just throw that out there.
Yeah, he doesn't understand how a poncho liner works. Fuck that guy.
No, it's just probably something that he just didn't think about and like whatever. So
he probably never had to use a goddamn poncho liner.
Okay. Yeah. Zoom in. Or just like to full screen. Okay.
This is dump right here.
Yeah, I know. So they've actually got the right rucksack. They got the lightweight rucksack on with the frame. And it's actually packed correctly with the straps. And he's got his e-tool on him. The guy in front of him is again got his poncho liner on the outside. Why the fuck would you do that? like seriously, like the poncho is water repellent. Yeah. This is water absorbent.
Yeah.
Why the fuck?
It's literally just a thin layer of polyester batting. And like people don't realize with the material that the poncho liners are made out of, once you get that wet, it's just going to be wet for like months.
Yeah.
A number of them have it now. I'm no way I can unsee that now.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is, but like
and then you can see the guys in the front up there too with their poncho liners out.
Well, okay, so right here, just stop right there. Stop right there.
Okay.
I do like this that Gump is new and his helmet cover actually has color to it.
It's greener.
And there's a guy up in the front left, the second guy behind the M60 gunner.
He's newer.
Also,
too.
Yep. The other guys, like those things sun bleached and they were wet and they got they're white. Like I've bought several originals that are just white. Barely see the outline, and that's why they DX'd them. They're like, we're done with this shit.
Yeah,
and
I noticed
so
that.
It's cool to like have a variation of the fading of the equipment. Like, yeah, that's actually a good touch.
That's a good detail. Yeah.
Yep. So
law on the back.
Yeah, you got the M72A1. It's probably just an M72. Who knows?
Okay, also has one.
Yeah, he's got one. Yeah, no, seriously, like that was actually a really cool weapon to use against bunker complexes, and
they're carrying an awful lot of shit.
Well, no, they're not really.
Like all of them, though. Like they got all of them have entrenching tools. All of them. Why?
Well,
nobody fucking carried entrenching tools.
Well, in Vietnam, yeah, they did, depending on what unit you were in. So these guys were down in the south. and they would actually.
Oh,
they
where
would
the
be
ground is just soup and digging a hole is just filling it with water instantly.
No, it's
anyway?
not all soup, dude. Like again, Saigon through the Delta, like there's dirt there. It's your unit SOP. Like if their specific company said everybody carries an e-tool, they would have. The other company, like in their battalion, might not have.
It just
But like
sucks.
these guys,
That's like one of the
it's a
heaviest
possibility,
pieces of gear.
right? But it's also very handy when it needs to be. But it's also heavy. Yeah, I get that. Zoom out a little bit, Michael.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean this
isn't bad though. This is overall pretty good, I'd say.
the butt pack. The one thing is like so the guy on the left, like his butt pack straps are swaying in the wind. Okay.
This guy right here?
Yep, the straps on the bottom are swinging. As an infantryman, like I don't know if guys in the comments, guys that were infantry, whether it be Marine Corps or Army, we were always not just told, we were enforced to tie up every fucking loose swinging strap possible and tape it up. So it doesn't get caught on shit, it doesn't make noise. And it's like, okay, adjust your things to where they need to be and then tape up that strap. The rest of these guys don't seem to have straps swinging as much
As that
guy does. And that would not have been okay. Again, SOP.
Maybe he's
standard
like,
operating
fuck
procedure.
it.
Well, maybe, but like, or maybe, yeah, who knows? But like, zoom out a bit. Yeah, so like none of the other guys have like, you know, straps hanging out, it looks like.
Right. Okay.
Yep, the band looks fine.
Yeah.
The patch is really good. It's actually a yeah, I like that.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah. What is this strap to his law here?
That is a blanket carrier. That is
okay.
a blanket carrier strap. And that on top might be an extra rocket, but it says Gump on it. So it's like
it has his name on it, yeah.
That might be like his personal shit, but like I doubt that because no, he wouldn't have that with his law. Like he'd have that personal shit in his butt pack or his rucksack. So that's probably an extra something or some kind of shit that like when he drops the law, like that is also there.
I mean, unless it's a big ass brick of explosives or something like that. So
yeah, it could be.
Did they have like the 114 bars of C4 by then in Vietnam?
I don't think so.
Because that's about that size.
Yeah, it could also be like ammo in a battle pack. I don't know.
It could, that's true. That's how those 70s ammo things came, and they were all
because it's in plastic with duct tape. It's in plastic with duct tape on it, and there's a name on it. So, and then
it could be ammo,
smoke grenade canister in his butt pack back there. Yep,
under the flap.
Nice carabiner. God, it's worn. It's awesome on his shoulder.
Oh, this right here, or
right above his patch.
Frame.
Yep, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is the frame. Oh shit, you're right.
Yep, that's the frame to his 68 pattern lightweight rucksack.
Well, we don't know what pattern it is because
It's got the little channels on the top and it's riveted. So.
Oh fuck, you're correct. You are correct. I did not know.
I know because I has one. I has one of those, Mike.
Well, yeah, so do I. Sitting right there underneath my shelf, and I have.
Except mine's got Canadian pattern 64 stuff on it. So.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about Canada. So,
okay, so now one interesting part of the movie, if you remember right, to where when Gump first meets Lieutenant Dan, he explains that he had relatives in every American war that died.
Yeah.
And he shows briefly each one hitting the ground as they died. They're all played by Gary Sinise, who played Lieutenant Dan. So this is the World War I relative as he dies.
Oh boy. Okay. So not the right. Zoom in on the helmet.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, no, he's okay. No, let me handle this one, Devin. I'm pretty sure I got this. All right.
All right.
So first of all, yeah, no, it's not. That's a World War II British helmet.
I was like, that's a Mark II helmet. Yeah,
that's a Mark II. He's also got officer insignia on, which is not uncommon, right? Let's zoom out a little bit more. Infantry officer insignia on. no short or small box respirator, which is the gas mask. He would have had that. Okay. The service coat, okay, I get that. They wore enlisted shit. The U.S. insignia is not right, so no. The cross rifles, yes, correct. No, the U.S. actual insignia is not correct. The cross rifles are okay from what I can see.
Okay.
All right, zoom out. So he's got a 1903.
Right.
No, officers would not carry a fucking 1903. End of story. That's it.
Okay.
His pack seems to be no, it's a fucking 1910 pack. It's just the buckle's very worn.
This rifle to me looks like a rubber prop, by the way.
Oh, it definitely is. Most definitely.
And then this right here looks like the can for a Browning 1917 machine gun.
And the tripod for it.
Yes. That's there. Okay, so this guy, is there any, that's it. No down.
That's it. I mean, you got some boots right over here.
Yeah, he's missing some more gear. We'll just put it that way. And
he would have more shit on than that.
He'd have a lot more shit on, but like as an officer, you're not gonna be carrying 1903 in World War I. Sorry.
Okay. Also, what's great about this segment when it shows, I'm sure that they probably shot all of these in one day, and because you can tell they're all not actually outside; they're all interior sets that have lighting.
Right.
And so this is clearly not outside. This is clearly an interior set.
Oh yeah, because you can see the lights.
Right. No, absolutely. Yeah. Well, this next one, then, this is more of my wheelhouse, which is the World War II ancestor.
First Infantry Division.
First Infantry Division, which there's sand back here, so this indicates this is probably Omaha Beach where he got.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. With a Thompson
28A1.
28A1 without the compensator.
The cuts compensator,
Yeah, it's the transitional, which is okay.
To me, also looks like a rubber prop.
Yep.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
At least they have a sling on that one. That's correct.
So, yeah, that's true.
You have to carry no buckle, which is fine.
And then interesting netting on the helmet.
Yeah, not accurate for Normandy.
No. It is a fixed bail, though.
And yeah, they got the OD3.
Yep, the correct OD3. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is that a black buckle on his liner? They wouldn't have done that till later in World War II.
No, that was like late 43, early 44. So it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
And then you just got some dude's hand over here. But M41 field jacket. So
First Division. Yep.
Yeah. It would have been kind of cool if they gave him one of the assault vests if this was supposed to be Normandy.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have been, but like not
a lot of this is also like literally 2 seconds of on-screen time. So
I know, that's why I'm saying it's kind of a neat touch to what they did go through, but clearly also you can tell it's an interior set. This is not actually filmed outside.
Oh yeah. And the lighting is just so fucking
it's so like stagey,
It's so multi-directional, which doesn't happen in nature.
But some of the first infantry actually that landed at Omaha Beach on D-Day had the burlap in their helmet netting.
Yeah. Yep.
Like so, you can see photos of them on Omaha Beach. First Infantry, a lot of them have that burlap with like the paratroopers had.
Yep.
So, that would have been
a lot of infantry units actually did that on the invasion. So
right, but all right, that's it for Forrest Gump.
I love how they skipped Korea, which is fun.
That's what I always see in the comments. But what about the Korean War?
Armed conflict.
No, Forrest Gump was actually, for what they put on camera, was not terrible.
No, I was actually genuinely impressed with like how short the Vietnam section was and how accurate they actually got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So speaking of Normandy, the next one here is another doozy.
Doozy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you know what it's going to be. We got Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
So you'll notice all the Germans in this fucking movie have these shaved crew cuts, which
were they military guys?
What's that?
Were they military guys, like extras?
No, they weren't. Actually, they were reenactors, and Spielberg insisted on all of the Germans shaving their heads because he wanted them to look like skinheads. Yeah, he wanted them to look
Don't want to get our personal bias in there. We want to keep it historically accurate, but hey, go ahead and shave your fucking heads.
So I know a guy. I don't know. I haven't talked to him since then, but I met him on Facebook, and he was actually one of the Germans in the movie that was hired for the movie, and he's British. And he said that he and his friends for the movie showed up with the correct military haircuts, with the long on top. And Spielberg saw that, and he insisted that they shave their heads because he wanted them to look like skinheads.
That's not good.
What a dick!
I know, right?
He got awards for this.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm always kind of trying to, dispel Saving Private Ryan as like the quintessential best war movie, because I'm like, it's not. There's a lot of fucked up things in it.
Hey, it's the best war movie about imaginary war.
Yeah, it's a nice little feel good thrill ride, So, yeah, this is towards the end of the movie.
Tom Hanks in it, so I mean,
right. Well, yeah, everyone loves Tom Hanks. Forrest Gump,
Yeah, exactly. Tom Hanks.
One thing I've noticed about this movie is that none of the 98Ks have cleaning rods in them. So I don't know if that was a coincidence or
that's not uncommon, actually.
It's not uncommon. Okay. It's those things got lost or broken or bent, and like if it got broken or the threads got fucked
pretty
up,
early. Well, what was it? When did they come out with the pull through? Was that 42? They started just giving guys pull throughs, and they just
somewhere around there
stopped giving them cleaning rods. Like,
this is another thing that you see a lot in this final part of the movie. For some reason, a lot of the Germans aren't wearing their helmets, maybe to show that they are skinheads. I don't know, but
who knows?
For some reason, a lot of
the guy in the back has a VZ-24, by the way.
That's right here. Oh yeah.
Straight bolt handle.
Very cool. So I don't know what the hell this searchlight is called, but
yeah, me either.
Yeah,
it's a bright one, I bet.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So now we're on Omaha. This, I mean, you can do this with an M1, but like I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a lightweight replica.
Well. No, you can definitely do that with an M. There's no lock bar on there, which is kind of fucked. But like,
right? No, I have one. I could do this easily. But like, when you see these guys moving throughout the scene, they're kind of like just moving them with ease.
They're just like shaking it around really easy.
Well,
like,
but here's the thing: is like if you had that like insane fucking adrenaline going, like
adrenaline, you could probably do that.
That's nothing like that. That rifle is just an extension of yourself, and it's like, it's like carrying a stick.
Yeah.
But not saying that they weren't like, replicas. Like
hey, we all know the important part is what's in his other hand, though.
The Bangalore, yeah.
Yeah, the Bangalore torpedo.
That's a nice stuff.
Did somebody say bang?
Yes. They actually got some pretty good touches in terms of the
brasser.
Some of the kit and stuff like that. Yeah, he's got the gas detection brasser. He's got the life belt on.
The Mayweather,
the life preserver. He's got the gas mask, waterproof bag on his chest.
Right there, like they wore it in World War I. That was the assault fucking way to wear it.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know this guy. He doesn't have the assault vest on. He just has the regular stuff on.
Regular.
29th Infantry insignia on the helmet right here.
Yep.
1st Infantry and 29th Infantry on D-Day both had the insignia printed on their front of their helmet.
Correct. Yeah. And they both got mauled.
Oh yeah. This guy must be a Ranger because you can see the orange rhomboid
diamond on the back of his helmet.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because there were several Rangers that were on there, but like at that point, nobody gave a fuck. They're just like, we need to get the fuck off this beach.
Of course.
Yeah, that's why he did that Bangalore torpedo.
Yep, you get the fuck off this beach, man. So yeah, his adrenaline would probably be like so high, but like no. So Dale Dye did a pretty good. Well, whoever he has as a costume advisor too did a really good job.
Yeah.
As far as like getting it, because like the gas detection brassard, I mean the airborne guys wore that too.
Yep.
But they wore the gas mask on their leg, and the guys that were doing the amphibious assault usually wore them up there, which is a World War I position.
Easily accessible, right on the chest where you don't have any shit.
First Infantry both wore it on the chest and on the leg. So you'll see them.
And it was again unit SOP. Like that's the thing is like. Again, it differs by company. Like each 120 guys, like if your CO goes, all right, we're wearing our masks on our legs, then you are. or your battalion,
Right.
you know, whoever.
Yeah.
But it's like it can differ so much. But like a lot of the guys wore them at the ready, especially the 29th, wore them like that at the ready. And then once the day was done, they were like, we're ditching these fucking things.
Right. And so in the back, a lot of people point this out, which is very correct, is that this log ramp back here is facing the wrong direction. These would actually be facing away from the beach because they have mines going up them. And the whole thing was that if a boat hits that, it's going to go up on that ramp and it's going to detonate all those
and
mines.
there's no mines on that actual log. It's
so you see in the opening scene of the movie, all the logs are facing the wrong direction. They would actually be facing away from the beach.
Oh, okay. See, I actually didn't know that. So
yeah, well, it was supposed to be not showing that much. Obviously, they're supposed to be kind of be underwater.
Well, at this point when they landed, it was low tide, so they all would have been exposed.
Yeah, but like they had mines tied to them because they were meant to just literally detonate when the boats would hit them.
Well, they're also designed to the log ramps. They can also, if a boat hits that, they can tip them over too.
Yeah.
But so all right, cool.
Yep.
This is also Omaha. This one's weird to me because this M1 has like cuts cut into it, like an M1 carbine. That's a little strange.
What are we doing here? Yeah.
Second Ranger.
Pretty goddamn weird.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have it second. It's just Rangers.
Well, right. Well, it's supposed to be second in the movie. That's how I knew. But
well, no, Michael. Jesus.
Come on. We're analyzing the pictures.
In reality, though, where this is supposed to be, he would most likely be 5th Rangers.
That's what I was actually going to bring up.
Right. Yeah.
So
but
yeah.
This was weird. I saw. I'm like,
stock is fucked.
In the stock.
Yeah.
It was like a K98 stock.
I was gonna say it looked like a K98 stock. Yeah.
But it's not like whatever. But like yeah.
So that's interesting.
Also, his chin strap is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's sewn on, but like it's fine. I'll let it go.
I'll let it slide. Rifle grenade.
You see, I told you it was second.
But that's an I know. That's an anti-tank grenade.
Yep.
It is, but the fin has been pushed up to the front here. See that?
way at the very edge. Yeah.
So that's a shitty prop.
Yeah, if that thing shoots, it's gonna hit like 10 fucking yards in front of them. It's just gonna go.
Yeah.
And then like
he's got the assault vest on, but I usually don't see guys shooting these things this way. I usually see them with it planted in the ground.
Well, because the blanks were like way full and the recoil was pretty heinous, especially
if you shoot it like that. Yeah, if you shoot it the way he's shooting it right now,
it's gonna hurt you.
You're gonna break your goddamn shoulder.
Yeah, because they filled those blanks like all the way because those grenades weigh a lot, and in order to get them to go the distance, they filled those blank cases. And so when you have that much energy, that much gas pressure hitting that much mass, it's going to throw that much more recoil back into you.
Right, of course.
That's where so Band of Brothers actually got this right. They actually have them planted on the ground,
right,
and then use the sight that was equipped with this, and then just go.
Yeah, that's usually how I see photographs of them being used.
Yeah, so this is bullshit.
That guy's gonna fuck his shoulder if he does that,
and he knows that, and so that's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here we got some. I don't know. I can't tell if that's the cast iron.
That's the cast iron body, but they actually mocked it up with an M2 or I'm sorry, a Mark II fuse.
Okay.
So not terrible.
Right. Paratrooper uniform looks good.
Yeah, it's worn. It's fucking.
Yep.
What was interesting is, so did you know this, that after the guys jumped and if they got reissued uniforms, they were issued infantry uniforms?
I have seen images from guys like from 101st Airborne with like M41s on.
Right. So that could be like the guys that landed on Normandy or whatever. But here's the thing is, most paratroopers that landed and then were issued a uniform out in the field again from supply were issued infantry uniforms. That was a jump uniform. It was very specific to a jump.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
So Yep.
So if you
and
weren't expected to jump again for a while, you would get just regular infantry shit.
and that's why when the M43 came out, they reinforced the M43 pants for the paratroopers. But then it was easier, like logistically, because then everybody wore the same damn thing, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You know,
But yeah,
nobody's special, no extra fabric, no, yeah.
right. But like, since this is like, D+6, right? They would
Yeah.
probably still have their 42s on, which is
Yep.
realistic. Yeah.
Okay. So I actually appreciate seeing this guy hold the MP40
Holding it
this way.
the way that they mainly did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. That's all I can say about that one. Let's see here. This guy just looks funny to me.
SS reenactor for sure.
Well, the funny thing about this whole final scene, the funniest thing is that, like, if you really look in the background, it's just like Germans running. Just they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
They're just running. You know,
Just
and
running, it's just like this chaos and like
right, like this guy right here. This guy. I mean, this whole scene right here of this, it's him like fighting off Germans as they come up close to him. Like, why is this guy just running up to him? He's like, why don't you just shoot him?
Yeah, why
Right.
don't you just shoot him?
Why are you running up so he can bash you?
Well,
in
the
the
thing
face?
is, like, this kind of combat, like,
he needs the exercise. Look at his second chin.
That's true.
dude, if this fucking battle actually happened, like the way they portrayed it, that thing would have taken probably about 12 to 15 hours minimum.
To happen, yeah, to actually
Oh
happen.
Christ! Like it would have been so slow and so like whatever. But people don't want to, you have to put it on the screen and make it seem fast paced. But like people don't realize that like there's very few people that just want to run in and do that kind of
turns out
thing.
getting shot sucks.
Yeah, it's weird, but like getting shot's not good for you.
Well, Mike, do you remember that video I sent? It's not good for you. Do you remember that video I sent you where the medieval, the ancient warfare guy watches a bunch of like medieval fights, and he says he's talking about how people are just getting impaled and stuff. He says, "Here's the thing: this wouldn't happen a lot because, well, think about it. People generally try not to die."
Right.
You know how much? Like it wasn't uncommon for like a medieval army to rout after like 10% losses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what this dude in this video says. He's like, the casualties in these movies is just unbelievable. You know,
right.
Like, the way they make it seem. But so anyway. Okay. Oh, this is cool. I like this.
Ooh, he's got the Panzerschreck.
The
wearing his fucking M41 or M43 SS rather.
Yeah, he's got the Totenkopf up there.
Yeah, and the one button instead of the two. Yeah.
I like how the blast shield on his Panzerschreck has slid down.
Facing down.
Yeah.
That's gonna do you a lot of fucking good, bro.
So here's another one, another Panzerschreck. But again, it's just like, there's a guy right here. So, let's just run out so they can get a good shot.
Right out in the wide ass open.
Yep. Yeah. Nice T-34
from these Americans.
Nice T-34. I love that.
Nice T-34 with a tiger shell over it.
Yep.
Pretty great. Here's a good image of that T-34. So you can really tell by
the wheels,
the wheels right here, yeah. And the turret is way too forward.
Yep. Turret looks good.
Yeah, this is a Martyr right here.
Martyr 2, yeah. Martyr 1, actually. They would not have fucking had that. Like,
not
again,
that
okay,
way.
so we'll talk about this when we actually do the review. Like, that whole thing about rolling tanks into a town. No fucking way.
Tanks don't do well in tiny streets, and everyone knew that.
Otherwise, what would happen is exactly what happens in the fucking movie.
A little bit faster, though.
They die. Yeah, that's what I mean.
A little bit faster.
And of course, this guy's got his freaking super sweet ass 1903 sniper rifle.
A4. Yeah, it's an A4, but it's it's fucking.
This wouldn't have been used in Europe.
No, that was the South Pacific. That was a Marine Corps thing.
That's the long ass Winchester scope.
Yep.
Yeah.
Most guys that were issued the 03 A4 in Europe ditched them. They were like, "Fuck this! I can be a sniper, but I just want an M1."
Yeah.
Or 1903. Like, I don't want the shitty optics are just not good. They're so sensitive.
Yep.
So,
especially imagine, because that guy was also in the beach landing scene and stuff too. Imagine trying to not get that fucking scope wet and trying to not hit that thing. That scope's like 3 feet fucking long.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I like when he pulls off his insane trick shot through the German scope.
Yeah,
you can see him pull out that long scope and attach it to the rifle. It's like you didn't zero that in or anything, dude. Like, how the fuck did you hit that?
Well, that mount, from what I understand, is like you can just kind of click it off and click another.
It has
down.
dovetails, yeah.
But I mean, still, like, Jesus. And then Mythbusters. I'm glad they actually addressed that. It's not possible.
Yeah, fuck that myth. That's what I got for SPR. So I didn't want to blow my load on that one because I know we're eventually going to watch that together.
Well, that's gonna be a fucking fun one.
Yeah. Turns out the most accurate movie of all the ones we just did was Forrest Gump.
Yep.
I have one more.
Oh,
do you want to do one more?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
So
better be good, or I'm gonna fucking crucify you.
Good.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bed after we do this one.
Okay. It is 1 second. It is Band of Brothers.
Oh, okay. All right, let's do this.
All right, fair.
So I found this to be interesting because this is when they're in basic training to be paratroopers, and you see a couple of these guys with M41s on with like the 506 insignia sewn onto the chest.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of interesting.
That's kind of weird.
No fucking clue about that.
Really?
I have no idea.
I don't think they put it on the chest for whatever stupid reason. I could see this guy with his leather jacket, maybe. But like on the regular uniform, no.
Right. But I'm not sure if that indicate because the rest of these guys, they look like they got HBT on.
Yeah, they do. They have the second pattern HBTs, and some of them have coveralls on, like the mechanics.
Yeah.
And
but,
so I don't know if like what they were issued in basic training. I actually don't know this. So
well, my theory is that because some guys, they'd sign up for regular military and then they would sign up to be paratroopers because it's kind of a new thing. Yeah. And maybe these guys with the M41s came from regular infantry units.
But so did Winters, and he's wearing HBTs.
That's true. So just a theory, because I don't know, like maybe this guy right here came. Like he was in a regular infantry unit, then he signed up for the 506, so he got that insignia to sew it on his uniform.
Yeah, who knows? Like it's something that I just don't know. So he's got the nice gas mask bag on.
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah,
the old.
They all get helmet liners.
Yeah, the helmet liners are interesting because they don't have the hole in the front for the insignia, which is very cool. But they are the correct ones. They've got
I don't know. They kind of look like they're plastic with that paint on them.
They do, but they have the rivets in the right spot.
Not like the really textured corky ones.
No, the liners were not corky at all.
Oh,
the liners had like an olive green paint on it, like a smooth. But they also had right where Michael's cursor is, a little bit down to the left. They would have an insignia hole.
Yeah,
like most of them. But the rivets on the sides would indicate that they have the rivet for the chin strap and like all that shit. And so I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they did. Zoom out again.
They look plastic though, which wouldn't surprise me if they are. But
yeah, no. But like they're it's okay. So next one.
Okay, next one. All right. So now we're in the field. This is still basic training.
Got a sheepskin coat on, like a boss.
Yep.
What the fuck is the guy in the lower left carrying?
Right here?
Yeah. What is he carrying for a weapon?
M1 carbine with folding stock.
With the folding stock, yeah.
Yeah, the paratrooper one.
Oh, it's a sling. I thought it was like an MP40. Okay, we're good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's Simon Pegg, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, a little interesting bit of trivia when he was a nobody. The paratrooper carbine.
Yep, no, I got it now. But right. And then David Schwimmer or Sobel is wearing that's accurate.
Big ass coat.
Oh, those coats were fucking awesome.
Yeah, they were.
And
they still make them to this day, and fashion items.
Michael, zoom in on the guys in the background that are kneeling. Oh yeah.
Seeing some of that ready stance.
Okay, so that guy No, it's an M1 rifle. Never mind. That's not a carbine. But yeah, the indexing the finger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but these guys, he should actually the stance that he's in. He should probably have it down by his like this with the barrel pointed up.
Yeah, or just if he's going to hold his rifle like that, either this or in the trigger well. Like the first guy is not that bad.
No,
but yeah. So caught it, you fuckers. I'm just kidding.
What a weirdo.
So zoom out, and yeah, I mean that is what it is.
Yep.
Zoom in on the barbed. Hold on, go back. Barbed wire. Zoom in on that.
This is a civilian fence. This is basic training.
No, they're in England at this point.
Yeah. This is a civilian's like.
No, but but here's the thing: is I'm okay. That is Europe. No, it is European because the European barbed wire had barbs closer together than the American stuff did.
The American stuff's like every 8 inches there's a barb. That's not 8 inches.
The European stuff is like every 5 inches, 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Huh. So yeah, I just wanted to see that little detail. I'd never seen it before. So yeah, they got that right. All right,
the movie was shot in England too, so they probably had it there.
Well, that's the old European barbed wire. Like I think now they kind of have I don't know, whatever. Yeah. Go ahead. Next picture.
Okay. So now we're in Normandy a couple days after D-Day.
Yep. Glider.
What is this for?
So that is for if they got caught up in a tree or somewhere, they'd have rope to like jerry rig something for them to like hook themselves to get down without breaking.
Or also, rope's just a good thing to have because rope.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So it was like that. It was like a lot of the airborne guys, British and American, and Polish, Canadian, whatever. They would carry this extra, like I think it's like 30 feet that is of rope, one up like that for multiple purposes, like signaling, fucking getting yourself down. It was mainly to get yourself down out of a high spot if you were like snagged in a tree. That's the main purpose. But like rope is always really handy, but it also weighed a ton. A lot of the guys ditched it like, shortly after the drop, like a few days. Some guys kept it and it came in handy, but like, yeah, most of the guys dropped it because that's about 5 pounds of rope, 5 or 6 pounds.
It's a big thing. It's a big spool.
So it's a lot of weight to just carry around if you don't need to. But yeah, so that's accurate. Yep.
Okay. This guy right here has got a Springfield over his shoulder.
Yep. So he's also in a machine gun team. Why he's not carrying an M1 carbine, I don't know, and why that's an 03A4 without the front sight, I don't know either.
A little weird.
It's like a prop thing they probably because that's used later on in Carentan in like the Yep.
Here's the thing though that you said I don't know why he doesn't have an M1 carbine. He has the pouch for an M1 carbine.
Exactly.
But he's getting it.
So I don't know what happened. Like
he must have picked it up.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he picked it up from the guy in Saving Private Ryan. Who knows?
All right. So well, we're back in training. So these are a little out of order. So I kind of chose this one because I thought the uniforms were interesting.
Yeah, the HPTs.
HPTs, yeah.
And those are the second patterns. Yeah, those are accurate, period accurate. But
right. And this means that they're not part of a division, right?
No, that's the fucking TRADOC. They still have that patch. It's the fucking training and something
stateside?
Command. Yeah, stateside.
Okay.
And so that's like you're in a training unit. And then if it's like inverse, it's like another fucking. But yeah, it's stateside for sure.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, this guy's HPTs look a little different, but I think they're the same thing. They might just be a little lighter. I don't know.
Yeah, Percane. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is interesting because this is supposed to be like 1943 when they're still in training and they're like in a classroom instruction. And you have on the wall here a number of German weapons to be identified, and you have stuff that wouldn't have been around at the time.
The STG-44.
Right. So to be fair, this is actually in England in 44, right before they were starting to do the jump, right? So to be fair, yeah. They're getting their brief. The MP-44 actually came out in 43.
Okay, but
There
The
is versions of it, yeah.
yes, it was the HK something HKB 43 or some shit like that.
MKB 40.
MKB 43, yes. And it could have been there, likely no, but like not out of the realm of possibility.
okay, but like I mean, I would say it's very unlikely because the U.S. hadn't really encountered it at the time. It was mostly on the Eastern Front that this was being used.
Yeah, but like they had people working all over in Europe. They had
I
the
guess that's
resistance.
true.
They had the OSS was operating pretty hard. They could have had that if it would have been in their room. Maybe not, but who knows? But not impossible by any means. Uncommon,
Highly
unlikely.
unlikely, but not
Yes.
impossible.
Right.
Okay.
So I noticed that too. And so yeah, that was it's got MP40. They don't have anything about, they got MP40, MG42, like the signs, but they don't have anything about the MKB 43.
No, I can't see what that says right there, but yeah, this says MP40, same as the MP38, slightly lighter, slower rate of fire.
Right.
So interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Now we're here on D-Day. This is at Brecourt Manor.
Yep.
And that's this unit. I researched it. This unit that was here was actually a Luftwaffe unit.
Were they?
Yeah, they were a Luftwaffe ground unit. I forgot what the actual name of it
was.
Well,
because those are LEFH 18 105s.
Yeah.
Which is it's a big fucking gun. And so so they're Luftwaffe. That's really good to know, actually.
Right. Don't know about the German camo net. I've never really researched that.
Yep, that's a camo net, all right.
Well, right. I know that, but like, I mean, I don't know if it's like what a German one would look like or what.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Yep, that's a camo net, all right.
Yeah, I know that.
The guy, if he's actually not using the tripod, probably be a little bit lower than that, and actually looking down the sights.
You can see it.
Right, but like, but he's hand firing it. Was what I'm saying. Like,
also, how high up the barrel is located. Like, it's just pointing kind of upwards for whatever reason.
Well, it's a recoil. Like, it is what it is. Even on a tripod, that fucking thing recoils. But like, so
yeah, but doesn't it recoil linearly, not vertically?
Kind of. It's dude, when fucking 8 millimeter, 1,200 rounds a second, like a minute. It's gonna go up at some point. But like, anyway, the point is like he'd be a little bit lower, I guess, profile.
Right.
Because you're the number one target, you know that.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, so they're low top again. Okay, next.
So this is
the 17th SS.
Yep, after Karen Tan. Nice detail there. Hannah Mag.
He's an officer, or he's a what the fuck is it? Sturmführer.
This guy right here.
Yeah, he's gonna have one pip on his collar. Anyway, yeah, nerd shit.
Cool. There's a couple mocked up vehicles in the scene. I wasn't able to really find any good images of them, but here we got Market Garden.
Yep.
Look at that pose.
I mean, that's not unrealistic. I mean, if he's sitting there.
Yeah, but pretty.
I mean, at that point, he's just trying to like spray some fucking rounds to get their heads down.
Yeah. So, good old grease gun there.
Yep.
Back on D-Day, I like this one because he's got the M1 carbine big pouch right there.
Yep. That's why he retained his weapon.
Right. Yeah. He still got a 45.
Yep. Yeah. The paratroopers, they told them that you could literally take whatever you could take every single fucking weapon in the U.S. arsenal with you. It's a matter of what you want to carry. And so, the paratroopers were like, "Yeah."
I don't know about you. I've never seen a guy jump out of a plane with an M2. Just saying.
Anyway,
So we're in the Ardennes now.
Yep.
Oh, look at that. He's got his gray coat on.
Pretty cool. These guys are medics down here.
Yep.
No. This is the exact same tiger from Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, I can tell. It's
T-34. T-34, yeah.
Yep.
And then you got a very, very brief cameo of a Sturmgewehr over here.
Which at that point they would have been hitting the field.
Yep. No, I just think that's a cool touch because you can barely see it though.
Yep.
But it's a nice touch. And Karen Tan.
That whole scene was fucking retarded.
Yeah.
It's so picturesque though. Look at it.
2 world wars.
Yeah, that guy's the guy on the right's like, you've yeed your last ha, and he's just gonna shoot him.
2 world wars, son.
I did read that this was kind of sort of based on an actual thing at Carentan, but it didn't happen this way.
Right.
But it did involve someone, a German, who stumbled out and someone shot him while he was like stumbling out.
Yeah.
But
well, he's a threat, obviously. Look at him.
He's still got his MP40. You never know. So back on Normandy again, you can see that Springfield right there.
Yeah, that's also this is the Carentan, the beginning of Carentan. They're meeting Blythe, who apparently they got the story very fucking wrong with him.
Look at that guy in his fancy ass carpet shoulder pads.
Yep.
Yep.
Everyone knows about the Blythe thing now.
They're actually leather, Devin.
Are they? That kind of looks like it's a rug.
It's literally leather. They're like thin leather pads. They probably use carpet for the film.
That looks like a rug.
Yeah, they probably use carpet for the film, but like it's
in real life, it wouldn't be a rug.
What? Okay, so I've only seen these things used on like D-Day. What is this for exactly?
It's for a jump. Like it's for jump.
Okay.
Like when you jump out of a fucking plane and you hit the ground and shit, like it's horrible on your body.
Yeah,
and every piece of gear that you carry,
and everything in World War II were so thin, which means like you have a lot less surface area that all that weight is now cutting into you. So people would make wider shoulder pads to distribute the weight better.
And they issued these for jumps, like specifically, like I've talked to a lot of guys that were airborne, and they're like, "Yeah, jump is just a fucking it's hellacious on your body when you land."
Yeah, but the carpet shoulder pads are a new thing. I like it though; it's a good touch.
Okay.
I feel like some guys like, you know what? There's a fucking perfectly good rug here, and my shoulders kind of hurt, so why not?
I've seen a couple photos of the actual guys from Easy Company where they would wear these like these handkerchief type things. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the parachute.
Yeah, parachute fabric.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they just cut a little bit off and like carry it with them.
Huh. Interesting. Why do they do that?
For
a lot of it was like nylon. So for one, you could use it for.
It wasn't nylon. It was silk.
Whatever. But like,
big
it was just a comfortable material. They would use them as like neck comforters and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot
handkerchief, like whatever. And some guys use them as fucking helmet covers. They trade it to guys. And a lot of the guys that you see in Normandy that have like camouflage helmet covers, that's actually the parachute silk.
Right. Okay. Let's see here. Carentan again. Springfield right here.
Yeah.
It's a Springfield bazooka. That's kind of cool. Other than that, can't see a whole lot. I like this one a lot. This is a really interesting one.
Where's the stock in that guy's Thompson?
So that's the real interesting part. So this character right here is Joe Toy. Now, earlier in this scene, he had a German grenade go off next to him in the trench, which is Thompson was sitting right there, and it blew the stock apart. Now, this is actually covered in the book, except it was an M1 Garand that he had that the stock got fucked up with.
Oh.
For some reason, I don't know why, for the show, they're like, no, we're going to give him a Thompson. However, we're going to do the exact same thing and have the stock get blown
off. Leave the fucking 2 screws hanging off of it, though.
Well, it was fun.
Well, yeah, but like, so what's interesting too is a lot of the Pathfinders on D-Day actually took their stocks off of their Thompsons. So yeah, they just removed the stocks. They just jumped without them because it was a smaller, more compact thing because they had to carry a bunch of other shit to set up panels and like the grids, like to show where they could jump. And So yeah, that like on a bigger scale, that was not uncommon. However, what Michael said earlier, if this is a Luftwaffe unit, that's an army guy. That's a here guy.
Yeah, it is. What can you tell what badge that is?
Yeah, it's a general assault badge.
Okay.
It's in the wrong place, but
Also, how come nobody has any slings?
right.
Yeah, well, his stock got fucked up, so he doesn't have a sling. But that's the front.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's
second level, yeah. But like,
Yeah.
He would have he has a sling down here. You can see it throughout the scene.
okay.
Yeah, but the toy doesn't have one because he got it fucked up.
Devin's just doing what Devin does best, being a cunt.
Cunt. Oh, you see the sleeve insignia right
Yeah,
here.
it's a Gefreiter. Yeah, he's a Gefreiter. Yep. So he's probably in charge of that gun. He'd also not be wearing his fucking hat. As soon as the shooting started, which it did several minutes before, he'd grab his fucking helmet.
Yeah. Well, also the kind of what we said about Saving Private Ryan, the actual assault on Brecourt Manor, I believe, lasted a long ass time.
It took a long time.
Yeah.
And so he'd have a helmet on.
It wasn't just like a few minutes, but yeah. So that's all I got for Saving Private Ryan. That's all I got for movies.
Well, shit. Good review.
For right now.
I mean, we've only done 3.5 fucking hours.
Long ass
time
time.
fly. Time sure does fly.
That's what a scientist
be it.
would call a long ass time.
Yeah. Oh, pickled eggs. Excellent.
Ooh, that's probably not a bad taste though.
Not bad.
So
not bad.
that's kind of what we're going to be doing a little bit of when we do the winery. It's going to be way more in depth.
Yeah, it'll also be a real time, like watching the film, and it won't be all about us bitching. Like tonight, again, we bitched about a lot of things, but like there are some things where we're like, that was done well.
Yeah,
that was good.
Turns out, Forrest Gump, most accurate Vietnam movie.
One of the. So, but yeah, the winery, like, you guys stay tuned for that. It's going to be something that we're going to try to do regularly. And yeah, it's going to be fucking awesome because we're just going to watch film. Like, see, we've watched a lot of war films independently, but like when we all get together, it's like, well, one of us doesn't notice, the other one's going to, and we're going to be like, pause it.
It's going to be,
sure. And I got a whole big long DVD case of weird, super foreign movies that you guys probably haven't seen.
Well, we've already got a list, Devin.
All right.
Because it has to
We've
be,
already got a list, Devin, so just go away with your movies.
All right, relevant to the fucking viewers. It can't be your weird, like, Canadian fucking lonely.
No, I got a lot of them that are
fucking,
like made by Russia. Where like there's one Russian movie where
right.
Like, he literally said no, only live ammo is allowed on the set because he's like, I want the actors to be actually scared.
That's going a little too far.
Yeah, and to the point where like people got hurt. One guy was having a panic attack and he stuck his hand up and they blew his finger off.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually get people to get hurt. That's what we're aiming to do.
But that's okay. That guy can't sue. This was the Soviet Union. It's fine.
You're intermixing that. Was it Russia or the Soviet Union?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we going to watch 2020's Kalashnikov movie?
What?
They made a movie about Kalashnikov, in 2020.
Oh.
And it's like, yeah.
Hey, but then we could at least talk about how the Sturmgewehr is not the precursor to the AK-47.
It's not. The
M1 literally Mikhail Kalashnikov said the M1 Garand is the precursor to the AK.
The overall idea of having an intermediate cartridge select fire rifle. Yes, I'll give you that.
That's
the idea,
it,
the overall
the
macro idea,
the only thing it has in common. So.
But like that's it. Like it's, I don't know. I don't want to.
Mikhail Kalashnikov is like, oh yeah, the AK-47. It's a fucking upside down M1 Garand.
What are you? Oh
yeah! Look at that.
That's not even a fucking AK. That's like a fucking.
Look how small his hand is to his face.
What? Yeah, but like what? That's not even a fucking AK receiver. What the fuck are we doing here? No, that's not. Oh my god. Oh, whoever did the artwork is a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some Russian.
get the shit out the fucking. I'm gonna remove that. We're done. We're not doing that. That's fucking retarded. Anyway, yeah. So we did 3.5 hours. Good stream.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking tired.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. Me too. Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too.
Jesus.
I mean, I can't say that. Michael's the only one that's seen Mike shirtless, so.
True.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You see me shirtless, you freak.
I haven't been shirtless.
Oh, really? When I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh, hey, you're up. And I come out of the.
No, normally you have a t-shirt on.
Normally, yes. But like,
all right, take it off, Mike. Take it off.
Take it off. Cut.
No.
Cut.
That's what OnlyFans is for, boys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But all right, fuckers. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you like this taste of what the winery is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fucking awesome. So, with that, well, we've done 3 hours 25 minutes, but close enough to 3.5.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you fuckers probably Wednesday or next Friday.
Bye-bye.
Well, no, next Friday I'm gonna be gone, so we'll have to do it Wednesday.
All right.
Later, fuckers.